Hello, welcome. I'm Giovanni Hall Art. Today, I finally had some time. It's been like a couple days work on this drawing, so I'm gonna be having a chill stream and just drawing, just chilling out. So yeah, feel free to join me and chat. All right. I'll also be watching a podcast, Lazy Sunday Fun Day. Let's get into it. Also, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, Twitch, YouTube, and Patreon. Links are in the bio at Giovanni Hall Art. Okay.
Remington 911, what's the location of your emergency?
I'm worried about my wife and kids.
On fire for a medic and an ambulance, expedited response.
I have always maintained that I thought she might be here.
Jennifer Dulos led the perfect life. Wealthy and active and smart, she had a beautiful family and an attractive, enterprising husband. Her dreams had come true, but things were not as they seemed, and the ideal life was about to crumble. A marriage full of tensions was reaching boiling point. Jennifer would go on to take her children and run, but when she finally disappeared, it wasn't of her own volition. So where did she go? What happened to this brilliant writer and loving wife? And what did her husband have to do with it? This is the tragic story of Jennifer Dulos. Jennifer Dulos was born in 1968 in New York City. She came from a well-to-do family. Her father was a banker and her mother was a philanthropist, while her aunt by marriage was Liz Claiborne, who founded the fashion company that would later buy the Kate Spade brand. As a result, Jennifer grew up in a creative and financially supportive environment. She was smart and had the pick of Ivy League universities, and she chose Brown. She graduated from Brown in 1990 and went on to pursue a master's degree in writing at an arts university in New York. Jennifer had always dreamed of a high society life. In an essay she published in 1998, when she was 30, she wrote about the women she idolized: correctly poised supergirls, well-educated, accomplished, thoroughbred. Her dream career would not be a career at all. It would be supervising her family's New York calendars. Still, she occupied herself writing and was a known figure on New York's literary scene in the 90s, described as a vibrant presence. She wrote multiple plays about her romantic experiences, reflecting fears about commitment and emotional honesty. She had a string of relationships that did not succeed, but she was still looking for the one. At the end of the 90s, Jennifer moved out of New York. She had no more romantic luck in the countryside, and her ideal life began to feel more of a distant dream. Little did she know she'd already met the man of her dreams, the man who would become her husband. Fotis Doulos was Greek, born in Istanbul in 1967. At the age of 7, he and his family had moved to Athens, but he wanted more. In a piece of personal writing, he said he wanted to get exposed to societies and cultures beyond his own country. He was smart and ambitious, and this ambition led him across the Atlantic to Brown University, where he began his degree a year before Jennifer did. Jennifer met Fotis in her first week at Brown. They had chemistry, but it didn't go anywhere. Jennifer was settling into her exciting new life, and Fotis was preoccupied with his existing romances. He graduated in 1989 and went to Columbia for his MBA in finance. In 2000, he married another Brown graduate, Hillary Aldama. Hillary was also ambitious, a lawyer and a writer, but this led to friction in their relationship.
There is something very attractive when you're a creative person yourself and you meet somebody who's also an entrepreneur. You're riding that high bridge with them and you're kind of like dangling off the sides.
Fotis was indeed living a successful life. He was a manager at a technology consulting firm and sought the high life wherever he could. A friend said everything with him had to be the best ski equipment, the Porsche. He was also highly athletic, early to the 2010s wellness trend. Jennifer had been a competitive squash player and continued to enjoy running. They had a lot in common, and with Fotis's marriage to Hillary on the rocks, it was no wonder that sparks flew when Fotis and Jennifer ran into each other at the airport in Aspen in 2003.
This web app can visualize your weirdest ideas. It's called Chatbot app. So I'm typing homeless Mario. Oh, it's crazy.
A year later, January 13th, 2004, Fotis emailed Jennifer. His divorce from Hillary was in progress, and he wanted to meet up with Jennifer. He wanted to breathe life into the connection they'd always shared since they first met at Brown in 1986. Jennifer described him on her blog as this young man I'd always liked. We had a special chemistry together, always, something special and precious, and we were careful to be careful with one another until lightning finally struck. In 2004, a month after Fotis and Hillary's divorce went through, Jennifer and Fotis were married in Manhattan. The divorce was settled amicably, but Hillary was glad to be out of it.
That was a relationship that was very unhealthy, that actually ended up involving a high-profile case. You literally dodged a bullet there.
I think so.
No one could have known how Fotis's second marriage would end. Jennifer certainly didn't. She thought she was getting everything she dreamed of: a supportive, athletic, and attractive husband, a large family, and a life of luxury to go along with it. The couple moved to picturesque Farmington, Connecticut, and there Fotis started his own business with the financial backing of Jennifer's banker father. In Connecticut, Jennifer struggled to make new friends. She socialized mainly with Fotis's friends and participated in his hobbies like water skiing, though she hated it. Her own interests, such as writing, were set aside, and her unfinished novel manuscript went into a drawer to collect dust. Fotis had a very chaotic working method. A friend described him as a last-minute shooting for the deadline kind of guy. Meanwhile, they were both getting stressed under the pressure to have children. They both wanted to conceive, but they were struggling. They turned to medical intervention, and finally Jennifer gave birth to twins in 2006. But this heralded a new era of their relationship, and the beginning of its decline. Jennifer and Fotis had 5 children together, including 2 sets of twins. The family was active and high-achieving, just the way Jennifer had dreamed of it. The kids' days were packed with hobbies, such as art, horse riding, and Fotis's beloved water skiing. But family life was also stressful. To keep cash flowing in his real estate business, Fotis constantly moved them from house to house, and the kids' busy lives meant that Jennifer had little time for herself. She and Fotis began to fight. In a blog post in 2012, Jennifer wrote, "I wish I were a stronger person, and that confrontation did not both scare and appall me." Hints like this of deep conflicts in the marriage were littered across her writing, and external pressures emerged too. Fotis's parents moved to the U.S., but his mother was killed shortly afterwards in a freak accident, run over by the couple's nanny. Jennifer's father developed complications from an autoimmune disease. Sometimes pressures like these can draw couples closer together, but instead they pushed Jennifer and Fotis only further apart. Fotis began spending time away from home. Sometimes he was gone for as many as 10 days each month on what he said were water skiing trips. Jennifer, meanwhile, drew into herself, spending more time reading, and became increasingly isolated as Fotis cut her off from her friends. Fotis also displayed aggressive behavior. He punched out a parking lot attendant at her parents' apartment building and forced the kids to compete at ever higher water ski levels when they didn't want to. Jennifer wrote, They are physically and emotionally exhausted and have begged me to do something about it. We are all terrified to disobey my husband. Things came to a head in 2017. Jennifer's father died, and it was amidst her grief that Fotis told her he was having an affair. His mistress was a Venezuelan woman named Michelle Troconis. Born in 1975, Michelle was a marketing and PR manager for high-end resorts, an advanced skier with ambitions to rank in the top 50 water skiers nationwide. Just the way Fotis and Jennifer had felt an instant attraction.
You guys ever see that clip? Where I think it's like a spoof of a dating show, where the guy is constantly on the zip line. This guy's giving that vibe where water skiing is so important. He doesn't care about the family or anything else. They has to water ski. I know it's kind of messed up, but that's what I keep thinking of. Zip line guy.
Traction when they reconnected in 2003. So too did Fotis and Michelle now realize their similarities, and Fotis cast Jennifer aside. Fotis told Jennifer he'd fallen out of love with her. He said he still wanted to remain close with her and the children, however, and did not want them to move. He even suggested that Michelle could move into their mansion, which was plenty large enough to host all of them together. Jennifer couldn't.
There's a reason why everyone...
She opened up to the kid's nanny.
She opened up more, saying that she was no longer in love with Fotis, but she had 5 kids, so they were going to try and work out what they could.
Okay.
After an
emotional
year, she was reaching breaking point, and there was one final straw.
A second.
Jennifer and
this makes me laugh all the time.
Between sending home 2 of the summer lovers.
Alexander and Ronnie, please step forward.
Find out whose summer break is over on this week's Summer Love. 24 eligible men spend summer break with one beautiful woman to see if their summer fling will turn into summer love.
I love this clip.
Alexander, on our kayaking date earlier, I feel like there were a lot of awkward pauses. I know we had an instant attraction, but I'm starting to think that we just don't have enough in common for you to be the one. And Ronnie, I feel like you're just here for the zip line.
What?
All you do all day is go on the zip line.
I love this. It's like, it's so important that you have to zip line no matter what.
I do like that you can drop into the pool, but I'm just trying to remember.
You were never joining us at any of the group meals, and when you were reprimanded and asked to join us, you ate as fast as you could.
How do you think your connection with Megan is? Good.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry. I know it's a little off topic, but I just got because water skiing is so important to this guy that he basically abandoned his family. And he chose a new girl because she had water skiing aspirations. That's what he said in this document.
Fotis had an agreement not to bring guns into the home for the sake of the kids. Yet around this time, Fotis bought a 9mm Glock. Jennifer learned this not from Fotis himself, but from their children. Fotis had shown the gun to the kids before telling Jennifer he'd bought it, so breaking their agreement. The introduction of a deadly weapon into an already conflicted household worried Jennifer.
She was afraid of what Fotis would do to her or with the kids if she filed for divorce while they were living under the same roof.
So she made a plan to move out secretly. Under the cover of night in June 2017, she piled the kids into the car and drove them to a new home in New Canaan. Fotis was furious. He called 911.
I'm worried about my wife and kids because they left to go to New York, and I haven't been able to get in touch with them.
But nothing bad had happened to Jennifer. Not yet. The next day, she filed for divorce. In the filing, she wrote, "I know that filing for divorce and filing this motion will enrage him. I know he will retaliate by trying to harm me in some way." She mentioned Fotis's affair with
You
Michelle
can look at the
and
finished
alleged
drawing
he
while I
had
post
threatened
on
to
Instagram
kidnap
and
their
Twitter.
children if Jennifer did not agree to his terms. The couple were given temporary joint custody while the divorce was settled, but Jennifer made multiple requests for emergency sole custody. In March 2018, this was granted, as a judge learned that Fotis had been seeing the children in the presence of Michelle, which was not allowed, and telling them to lie about it. Fotis had lost custody of his children. He also felt undermined
There's nothing to be
and
sad about.
emasculated. He claimed Jennifer had told the kids, "Your father likes
When
Farmington
the drawing's
because
done
he's
and
not
rendered,
that
you'll be able to see
smart.
everything.
Successful people live in
And
New
check out the
Canaan."
Patreon. You never
On top
know.
of all this, he was losing money. Upon Jennifer's father's death, her mother sued Fotis for the loan he'd been given for his business, at least $1.7 million. The
Man, that's a
pressure
lot of
was
money.
escalating, and the outcome of the divorce looked like it would be humiliating indeed. In May 2019, relations had soured even further. A family dog was dying of a terminal illness, and Fotis and Michelle wanted the kids to visit to say goodbye. Jennifer didn't trust Fotis even this far. She wouldn't let the children go. An employee of Fotis witnessed Michelle's resulting fury.
She said that should be buried right next to his dog.
It was not long after this
Oh my
that
gosh.
Jennifer
That's
Doulos
crazy.
went missing. On May 24th, 2019, Jennifer was seen dropping the kids off at school in New Canaan at around 8 a.m. She was then seen by a neighbor's security camera returning
I don't have
home at
Rootbucks. I don't know what it
8:05.
is.
She had 2 doctor's appointments scheduled for
I guess
that
it's
day in New
Roblox-
York City,
Roblox
an
currency.
hour away,
Don't
one at
play
11 a.m.
Roblox.
and one at 1 p.m. She did not turn up for either appointment. At around 11, the children's nanny, Lauren
Sorry.
Almeida, arrived at Jennifer's house. She let herself in.
Did you notice anything unusual when you went into the garage?
When I went into the garage, yes, the Range Rover was still there and the Suburban was gone when she told me she would be taking the Range Rover.
Did you notice anything unusual?
A couple things, yes.
Tell
What
the
did you
jury what it
notice?
was.
So first, her purse was on the floor. The tea was still full. There were only 2 rolls of paper towels left.
Lauren went about her daily tasks as usual. She wouldn't recognize these signs as foreboding until later on. She picked up the kids and texted Jennifer because one of the kids couldn't find her iPad, but Jennifer didn't answer. They were supposed to be meeting Jennifer at her mom's apartment in Manhattan, but Jennifer never showed up.
It's like my stomach just sank because she never not answered her phone.
Lauren called around to Jennifer's friends. No one had seen her. Upon learning that her boss hadn't turned up to her appointments in New York and hadn't been seen since 8 that morning, Lauren called the police. The police found blood spatter on the floor, door, and a wall in the garage. There was also blood on the exterior of the Range Rover and in the kitchen. When they DNA tested this blood, they found it was all Jennifer's. All of it except the blood on the kitchen faucet, which was a combination of Jennifer's and Fotis's. Someone had tried to clean up the blood, which was why Lauren hadn't noticed any, and why there was so little kitchen roll left. Jennifer's Suburban was found parked behind Waveney Park in New Canaan that night. On May 26th, the police commenced a search of the 300-acre park. As the days passed without any sign, they extended their search, looking in the vicinity of Fotis's properties. When a wife goes missing, the husband is always the first port of call. And in this case, with such a contentious divorce going on, Fotis cut a highly suspicious figure. And new evidence was emerging. The area had a lot of CCTV coverage since it was filled with high-value properties whose owners valued their security. Doorbell cameras and street CCTV captured the sequence of events on that fateful May 24th as clearly as any eyewitness. At approximately 7:30 p.m. on that day, a pickup truck registered to Fotis's company was seen driving down Albany Avenue with several trash bags in the back. It dipped out of camera
It's
view,
crazy,
and then
Jay.
when seen again, there were...
Like, I don't understand why people try to commit. Well, I don't guess they try. You always have the people who just act out crazily out of nowhere. But if you are level-headed and you're planning a crime, just don't do it. There's so much cameras now today. You have doorbell cameras, security cameras from stores that they can really track your movements. You are somewhere caught on camera no matter what you do, especially if you live in a city or a neighborhood. It's not even worth it. All these guys always get caught because there's a camera showing something. Always. Anyways, we'll continue.
Were considerably less bags in the back, and a man could be seen getting out to put another bag in a trash can. This routine continued several times. The driver was Fotis Doulos and the passenger was Michelle Traconis, and they were disposing of something piecemeal, like they were trying to avert suspicion. The police searched these trash cans. They found all the evidence the pair had been trying to dispose of, a huge collection of items, many of them stained with Jennifer's blood. The items included cleaning materials, Jennifer's clothes, and zip ties. This was enough for the police to consider Jennifer's disappearance a suspicious death, and for both Fotis and Michelle to be arrested. A search warrant uncovered further damning evidence. At Fotis's house, the police found what they called an alibi script. It was a handwritten timeline outlining both Fotis and Michelle's movements on May 24th and 25th. It claimed Michelle had spent the morning when Jennifer had been killed running errands, a story Michelle stuck to in her first police interview.
Fotis killed Jennifer. Okay? This is a fact. We know this.
Michelle reacted shocked, but was this genuine? She invented a story about the timeline being a request from Fotis's lawyer, but it omitted their trip dumping trash on the evening of May 24th, when they'd been seen clearly on CCTV. If this was a lie, what else were they hiding? Michelle was interviewed 3 times. Across these interviews, she contradicted herself and Fotis. When asked where Fotis had been on the morning of May 24th, she stated they'd woken up together at 6:40 a.m. This was inconsistent with Fotis's cell phone records, which showed his alarm had activated at 4:20 a.m. and had been shut off at 4:21 a.m. When pressed, Michelle said that Fotis might not have been at home all morning. Finally, in the third interview,
They can tell when your alarm goes off. Obviously, when the alarm is set to go off, it'll go off, but they can tell when you turned it off. That is interesting. I did not know that. Wow. So you can tell when you turn your alarm off. Obviously, you can know when it goes off. It's set to a certain time, but they know that information. That's crazy.
She admitted that Fotis had not been home when her own alarm went off at 6:40 a.m. Fotis's alibi had collapsed. With that, the story began to unravel. On May 29th, Fotis and Michelle together took the pickup truck, which belonged to one of Fotis's employees, to a car wash. The police seized the vehicle in June, and Jennifer's blood was found on the passenger seat. All the couple's efforts to cover up what they'd done couldn't escape cold, hard facts. DNA evidence and CCTV recordings.
Exactly.
A residential surveillance system showed a figure on a bicycle cycling towards Jennifer's house at 7:31 on the morning of May 24th. It was Fotis. Another surveillance camera caught the pickup truck driving towards that area and parking in a turnoff behind Waveney Park, the same turnoff in which Jennifer's Suburban would be found later that same day. The truck bed was at that point empty. At 8:05, Jennifer arrived home, and at 10:25, her Suburban was seen driving away from her house, but it was not Jennifer who was driving it. In those 2 hours and 20 minutes, Jennifer had been murdered. What exactly she was subjected to by her soon-to-be ex-husband, we don't know. Her body was never found, but prosecutors believe that Fotis restrained Jennifer with zip ties around her wrists and ankles before stabbing her. The weapon has also not been found. According to prosecutors, Fotis used the 10 missing rolls of kitchen roll to clean up Jennifer's blood. They then loaded her body and his bike into the Suburban and drove them over to the turnoff where he'd left the pickup. He transferred his wife's body into the pickup truck alongside his bike and left her car there with the lights on, as if to imply she'd been abducted in a hurry. It was becoming clear what Fotis and Michelle had done, possibly with the assistance of some of Fotis's colleagues. Fotis's legal team became desperate. They suggested that Jennifer could have executed a Gone Girl-style disappearance, in which she framed her husband for murder as revenge for her infidelity. This defense drew on her blog, which painted a convenient picture of a marriage in decline and a wife in fear for her life. But this fictional defense could not hope to counter physical evidence. And Fotis was lacking in sympathy. He already had another girlfriend living with him, Anna Curry. Michelle was turning on him, as the public was too, and when he was indicted for murder in January 2020, Anna paid for some of his bond, but the rest of it was raised against properties he did not actually own. On January 28th, Fotis realized he was likely to be taken back to jail, where he would remain until the trial, which was not looking positive. It might have been his last day of freedom. Maybe that's why he did what he did next.
Update on Fotis Doulos, who was reportedly found unresponsive at his home earlier today.
That morning, Fotis had sent Anna out on an errand. Then he sat in his car with a hose attached to the exhaust pipe, having written a suicide note. He wrote, "If you are reading this, I am no more. I refuse to spend even an hour in jail for something I had nothing to do with. Enough is enough. If it takes my head to end this, so be it." Paramedics managed to resuscitate him, but he died 2 days later in hospital. Some of Jennifer's friends viewed this as justice. Others saw it as a cowardly escape from closure and consequences. But Michelle remained alive and had also been indicted in January
No, someone didn't commission
alongside
me for this.
Fotis's former attorney, Kent Mawhinney.
Yeah, I'm just doing this for myself and like studying and just to relax. Yeah, I haven't been commissioned for this one. I have been commissioned in the past to do like avatars for people, but this one's for fun. Yeah.
Who'd been mentioned in both alibis. 6 days before Jennifer's disappearance, 2 members of Kent's gun club had stumbled upon a hole in the woods behind the club.
That's crazy.
It was 2 feet wide, 6 feet long, and 3 feet deep, the shape of a grave. There were 2 unopened bags of lime in it. Lime can be used to decompose a body. When they came back to investigate 4 days later, 2 days before Jennifer went missing, the lime was gone. No remains were found in that area when the police searched it. Kent faces other charges against his own wife, and his trial date in the case has not yet been set. But Michelle was tried in January 2024, and in March, she was found guilty of all 6 counts. She was convicted of conspiracy to commit murder, 2 counts of conspiracy to tamper with physical evidence, 2 counts of tampering with physical evidence, and 1 count of second-degree hindering prosecution. That Michelle was convicted of murder without a weapon or a body shows the strength of the prosecution's case and the certainty of the jury that she did it. What are your thoughts on this tragic story?
Wait, where's the
Did
body?
Jennifer's case result in justice? Until next time, stay safe, keep up with our channel, and we
That's
will
crazy.
see you very soon on The Decoder.
That is mad crazy.
Self-employed in Canada?
That is crazy. All right, next one.
Our story begins in the small waterfront community of Elizabeth City, North Carolina. In the early morning hours of August 2nd, 2018, a homeowner is awoken by frantic knocking on his front door. He opened the door and found a crying and injured woman. The man recognized her as his neighbor, 45-year-old Angel Sawyer. She had a wound on her forehead and duct tape around her wrists.
911 location emergency.
Yes, my name is Carl. I live at 18 Darien Drive. My next door neighbor just came and knocked on my door. When I went to the door, she is crying and she says she thinks her husband is dead.
Okay, so what's her address?
It's right next door.
Okay.
She's at my house right now.
All right, and what makes she think that he is deceased?
She says she can't get him to wake up.
Okay.
She says the guy broke into the house. He has a gun. She's got blood on her face where he hit her with the gun.
Wait a second. So was this a domestic?
No, this was another guy.
Another guy broke into the house?
Another guy broke into the house, correct? Not your husband, just, no. She says the guy that broke into the house killed her husband.
Okay, all right. Where's the other guy at right now?
Where is the other guy out? I have no idea where the other guy is.
Okay,
now.
I'll tell you what, for your safety, just stay in the house and lock your door and keep her inside your house, okay?
Yes.
We got law enforcement and fire and EMS on the way. Can she describe what the person looked like? Or does she know the person?
She says the person had a mask on, correct? So, no, she doesn't know the person.
All right, can she tell if he's white or black?
Was he white or black? He was completely dressed in black. Said he was yelling and cussing a lot. He robbed their house, took all their money.
Did he have a pistol, a rifle, or a shotgun?
What kind of gun did he have? A pistol? A long black gun. He hit her really hard in the head, but it was a pistol, but it was a long one.
A long barrel pistol, okay.
Mm-hmm. Tied them up into in the bathroom.
You know what's crazy? How some people weaponize their tears and getting this poor man involved in this. And he's probably like confused in days.
He was tied up also?
Yeah, she still got some of the tape and stuff on her hands. It's like wideband black electrical tape, is what it looks like.
Okay. Is it still on her?
Still on her hands.
Okay, tell her, do not touch it, do not take it off, okay? Let the officer do that when he gets there, okay?
Yeah.
Just leave what's on her until they collect his evidence, okay?
Right.
Because they might have fingerprints on it from the suspect.
Right.
Can she remember anything else about this person that broke in?
She says he sounded white.
Okay. Did the suspect shoot her husband, or do you think he's dead because of the injury?
Because of the injury.
And
the husband's the one that's been injured. She
Okay.
says he won't wake up.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the police are here.
All right, you see the deputy sheriff?
I see the police car.
Okay. Can you turn your porch light on, sir, and stay on the phone with me?
Yeah, it's on.
Okay.
It's on. It stays on. Yeah, here he comes.
All right, I'm going to let you go, sir, okay? You've been a big help.
All right,
Thank you.
While Angel remained at her neighbor's, officers arrived at the Sawyer home. The front door was locked, so they used the back door to gain entry. After clearing the home, the officers ended up in the master bedroom. It was obvious that a struggle had taken place as multiple dresser drawers were dumped out and jewelry was everywhere. Officers located Angel's husband, 55-year-old Milton Sawyer, prone on the master bathroom floor. The 6-foot, 220-pound man was motionless with his hands taped behind his back. Milton was without a pulse and stiff. A small amount of blood was found on the floor and the toilet. He had some superficial injuries, however, they did not appear to be the cause of his death. At the neighbor's house, police collected the tape from Angel's hands. She was then rushed to the hospital for an evaluation. News of the unfolding tragedy reached Milton's family. Milton Sawyer was born in 1963 in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. Milton's brother, David, said they had a typical childhood. Milton loved to tell jokes and did well in school. He won the prestigious drum major spot in the marching band at his high school, where he met his future wife. With math and computer science degrees, Milton got a job managing data for the University of North Carolina. The daily grind wasn't a good fit for someone as free-spirited as Milton. He believed he could do something bigger and better on his own. Milton set up a business dealing in antiques and sports memorabilia. He got married and soon became a father. Not long after, there was another addition to the family. Milton had his downtown store about 3 miles from his home, a shop he called the Treasure Hunter. However, Milton wasn't as lucky with love as with business. He became restless in his home life and had an affair that resulted in another daughter. A divorce followed shortly after, but he remained on good terms with his ex-wife. Milton's brothers said he was a good father and took the kids to the store whenever possible. David said they loved being with Milton. It seemed the only thing missing from Milton's life was a partner to share it with. But in 2011, while picking up his kids from school, he met just the woman, 38-year-old Angel Kessinger. Milton's and Angel's children were similar in age and went to the same school. Angel had 4 children and was in the process of divorcing her husband. Despite their 10-year age difference, Milton and Angel bonded over parenting challenges and sharing custody of their children. When Angel's divorce was finalized, Milton seized the opportunity and asked her out. A year later, in 2012, the couple wed. They became partners in life and business. At the Treasure Hunter, Angel was a constant presence. She organized and staged the items in the shop. Over the next 5 years, the couple worked to nurture their blended family of 7 children. Life seemed good for the Sawyers until the night of August 2nd, 2018. A home invasion has left Milton dead and Angel in the hospital. The scene was consistent with a robbery. Milton's body was taken to the medical examiner for an autopsy. Officers spoke with the neighbors, however, no one had heard or seen anything unusual. There was no sign of forced entry. The back door was open and a key to the residence was found on a table on the back porch. Detectives went to the hospital to speak with Angel while crime scene technicians analyzed the scene.
This powerful heater can heat up any room in seconds without the high electricity costs. Electricity suppliers don't...
Before all this happened tonight, what were you guys doing tonight?
We were watching Game of Thrones. We're kind of binge watching, so we had watched 4 last night and we were on the third one tonight. And he said, "You want to watch one more?" And I said, "Yeah, but we're going to get a snack." I went to open the bedroom door, and this guy pushed it, and he had a gun. I don't cuss, but this lady, so I was cussing a lot. Kept saying, you know, get on the effing ground, and give me all your effing money. It must be someone, because he knows us, because he said, "Give me your shop keys, because I'm going to go steal all the effing there. You're the gold buyer, and we'll go to the city." And
so he knew who you guys were and what you did. So when you were getting to go get a snack, when you went to open your living room door to go into your hallway,
he came right in.
He was right there.
He was right there, scared the shit out of me.
Do you normally keep the doors locked at your house?
Yep.
You know if they're locked at night?
I don't know, because, you know, sometimes when that last kid leaves, you know, I usually go check it before we go to sleep. But we have 7 kids, so.
Who stays in the house for you guys now?
My 2 daughters are the only 2 that live there right now, all the time. But one was at a friend in Hartford, and the other one was at her friend's at Camden, because they were gonna carpool to work tomorrow. Okay, so he pushed the door open. He forced Milton down on the ground. He tied his hands. And he just kept telling me to get the F down, bitch. And I didn't have anything on, so I just grabbed one of Milton's shirts before I got on the ground. He took us both into the bathroom.
Who did you tie up first? You remember?
His feet and his hands behind his back.
And what did you tie up with?
I didn't see his. I had like a black tape on my hands.
Okay, tape on your hands.
And then he grabbed me by my hair. We were both in the bathroom. He had my hands behind my back tape.
Did he put y'all in the bathroom?
I don't know how he knocked me on that or something. I don't even know. And then he grabbed me by the hair real hard and threw me into our room. Was dumping stuff and trying to find stuff, and asked for the money, and then he said, asked for the key again. And then he hit me really hard. My ear was just ringing, and I fell. I hit my head on the corner of the table by my husband's side of the bed. He smashed the phone when I went to grab the phone. That's when he hit me. So I saw my husband's phone. And then he went back in there, and I could hear them wrestling around. I couldn't get him to wake up. I couldn't roll him over to this big and heavy. And I couldn't get him to breathe, and then I threw up.
Was that in the bathroom?
Well, I was trying to get my hands untied. Then I went across the street to the... They didn't answer. Then I finally got the neighbor next door to answer.
Were they outside? They came to the door?
They came to the door and let me in. They called the police. So my husband.
Is there anything about this guy that seems familiar at all?
No. Then he said he wanted the shop key, so I told the police maybe they should catch him over there, so I told them as soon as they got there.
Could you tell if he was white or black? Did you ever see his skin?
Couldn't see any skin. It was dark.
How tall do you think he was? Was he taller than you?
Only 5'2". I was mostly on the ground and then pushing me on the ground and him hitting me. One time I was next to him was when he pulled me by my hair to get up. He was definitely taller than me. I don't think he was as tall as my husband. I feel like it's someone that must come into our shop because he kept saying, "Where's your jewelry, bitch? I know you wear effing nice jewelry. Probably, he's the gold buyer. You probably get all the jewelry."
Did he sound white? Did he sound black at all? Or did he think he sounded white?
I do think he sounded white.
Could you tell if he was a slim build like Aaron or was a bigger build like me? Or in between?
Like Aaron.
Do you know if your truck's unlocked with your purse in it?
Probably. We don't never lock anything. I always just check the doors at night right before we go to sleep.
I know you've been at the store. Have you had anybody come in that's acting suspicious, like within the past couple of days that you can think of that might?
Just one guy that kind of threatened them.
One guy that
bought stuff from this kid that I guess uses it for drugs. I don't know what his name is. But his brother came in and demanded all his stuff back, and Milton had already sold some of it, and the police told them they couldn't take it back unless they paid, since they were pressing charges against their own
That is crazy.
brother. That's the only guy that's told Milton if he didn't get his Yeti cooler back that he would be hearing from him. Finally just convinced Milton to stop doing this business. We were going to sell it.
Hey, we're going to take you to get a CAT scan right now, okay? So we can get it off, okay?
I want my husband.
What time did you leave the shop today?
It was just after 6. So I remember we went to Tony's and Tony came straight over to the table and was joking that we were early.
So you left the shop, you went to Tony's, then you went to the hardest parking lot?
We went to Ollie's.
Ollie's,
To get some stuff for the kids for school. Because we have 5 in college and all this. Then we went to Hardee's parking lot. And then when we were leaving Ollie's, he said, and this is why we had a fight, and I get frustrated. And he told me I didn't like doing this, it was Dylan who just got out of jail.
So he met a guy named Dylan? Can you describe Dylan for me?
Kind of small. He's always with this one girl. Dylan brought it to the car. I said, it looks like it came off someone's wall, and there's not even a stand. You know, we got in a fight the whole way back. So I said, I don't know why you buy this shit from people. I'm just sick of dealing with drug addicts. And I always worry when we meet at Hardee's, because that's another thing. I said, how do I know these people aren't going to follow us back to our house? I'm not saying it was that kid, but I mean, they could follow us back. But they always usually come in together. That girl, Dylan, and the boy whose brother came in pissed off.
Do you know what time Dylan called him? Do you know?
While we were at Ollie's.
Okay.
So maybe 7:30. One of them was involved in that whole CVS robbery thing or whatever, not too long ago.
Okay.
Mr. Capable.
Yeah, well.
Dylan actually called from jail and asking me to bail him out. So, no.
Wow.
And then the girlfriend came in trying to sell stuff so she could bail on her day.
When was this?
Right after 4th of July.
My car, put my cell phone on lock. I'm gonna put that in your purse. Is there anything that you can think of since we've been talking, Angel? I know you got a lot going through your mind.
I just want to know where he is.
You didn't make it, right?
No.
I'm sorry.
No. Oh no.
Detectives left Angel to rest as they worked the lead she gave them regarding the TV purchase from a guy named Dylan hours before Milton's murder. The Sawyers' business had fallen on hard times, and they started buying and selling gold. The store was more or less a pawn shop, and Dylan was a regular customer. Local law enforcement was familiar with Dylan. They said he was a frequent flyer. Elizabeth City police officers brought Dylan Histadler in for questioning.
Okay, so tell me about Milton then.
I don't know anything about Milton.
Man, you know you've done some robberies. Did you do this?
No.
You're leaving the part out from 12 o'clock to 4 o'clock in the morning. Oh.
Dude, I was at home all night last night.
How many times did we say that all you have to do is tell the truth? The first time that you did the robbery, didn't we kind of go through the same thing?
Yeah.
Where you leave the part out where Dylan messes up, right? That's what you're doing right now.
No, I didn't know.
But I'm in the middle of a murder investigation. So helping you get out of a little cocaine charge, at least in my words, right now. If you're really thinking about Milton, I need to spend my time on trying to figure out who killed him.
Absolutely.
Detectives gathered location data from Dylan and his girlfriend's phones. The devices showed that they were not in the area of the Sawyer home when the murder took place. Investigators were able to rule them out. An autopsy was completed, and the cause of death was manual strangulation. With this being a personal means of killing someone, they turned to Milton's inner circle for answers. Detectives spoke with his siblings. His family said no one they knew of had it out for Milton. They also shared details of the Sawyer marriage. Milton's family said that Angel thought highly of herself and seemed self-centered. Milton's brother said she always thought she was the hottest chick in the room. They said Milton tried to provide her with all the accessories she wanted. David said that after 5 years of marriage, that wasn't enough. 2 months before the murder, Milton called David and said that he thought Angel was having an affair. His suspicions began in late 2017 after Angel got into a fender bender. She had shoulder and hip pain, so she went to a local physical therapy office. Angel was referred to Isaac Melcher because he performed dry needling. At first, everything was fine, but it wasn't long before there were telltale signs of infidelity. Milton started noticing that Angel would take long showers, dress up, and put makeup on before going to the physical therapist. He was convinced that Angel was using the sessions to cover up an affair with the therapist himself, 38-year-old Isaac Melcher. David said that Milton confronted her about it multiple times and she continued to deny an affair. Armed with the allegations against Angel, authorities ran a background check on Isaac. He is married and has 3 young children. From outward appearances, Isaac was a religious, professional family man. He was well respected and his patients were fond of him. When detectives arrived at Isaac's home and explained the reason for the visit, Isaac denied the allegations of infidelity. He admits there had been some problems with Angel's husband being overly jealous, but he denied any sexual relationship with Angel, and
crazy.
he was no longer seeing her as a patient. Isaac said he was currently going through a divorce. Investigators asked him for permission to search his phone, but he told them he no longer had it. He had awoken in the night to use the bathroom and kicked over a jug of water, which had destroyed the phone. What's more, Isaac claimed he had just purchased the phone from Walmart at around midnight on August 2nd.
This is Amazon's new money-making app. Let me show you how it works. That app
Just saving real quickly, but that's highly suspicious.
is called Audible.
Of Milton's murder. Detectives believed that whatever was on Isaac's phone could have connected him to Milton's murder. A few days later, investigators confront Angel with the allegations.
Big crocodile tears.
Oh, you're going to be completely disappointed in me because I have a blunt issue.
I guess it's better to know what you're for. We'll start with easy stuff first.
Okay.
And when did you and Milton date long before you got married?
Um,
And I was just curious. As long as I know Milton, you've been around, so I know nothing about you guys' background.
we dated, I guess, a year. We're engaged a year.
What year did y'all get married? What year did you get married?
2012.
And y'all don't have any kids together, right? Y'all just both have kids from other marriages.
Yes, sir.
But between the two of y'all have
7
kids. And y'all have 5 that are in college this year.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God.
Well, we're both sorry for your loss, and I'm sorry you're having to go through all this. People are kind of talking about you and talking to you about, just personal stuff, and we're getting 5 times as much of that about basically everybody that ever shopped at the store.
Right.
So it's just, there's a lot of stuff coming out, and some of it's not true, some of it is true. But do you think you'd be okay to talk to us for a little while today? Like, are you
I'm
gonna
gonna clear everything up. I mean,
okay?
everybody that knows us knows that we have a good relationship. We've had, like any marriage things. I had a hard time our first year of dating, as you would ask. I found out later, after we were already engaged, that he had been with 2 other women. And it was, but we got through it, and it was hard. He was always very jealous. I mean, it was hard for him because he's always said, "You're so attractive, you could have anyone you want." And I would always reassure him that I just wanted him. But we dealt with that a lot. A lot of people would say things, customers, different things. Most people thought I was his daughter. That was hard.
Yeah.
The only recent thing though was I had been in a car accident and had gone to physical therapy, and my appointment had been canceled, so I forwarded him the voice message, and for whatever reason he realized that it's a guy that I'm going to physical therapy with. And obviously if you've ever been to physical therapy, you're in a room full of people. It's not like, but it bothered him. Like, he looked him up on Facebook, sent me a screenshot of his picture, said he's attractive, and I said, no, he's not. I'm attracted to you. I love you. I don't care about this guy. But he was still having a hard time with it. He would get angry every time we went. So I finally just quit. I said, I'd rather be in pain physically than to make you suffer. If it was that important to you that I not go to physical therapy, I won't go. Everything was great. Everything was perfect. We went to the beach. I believe it was in May. We had been there about an hour or so. Then all of a sudden he became really angry, and I was like, what's the problem? What's wrong? Because I was facing this way towards the houses. He was facing this way towards the beach in our chairs. And he said, your effing therapist is here with his family. And I was like, so? It's a beach. It's full of people. People from Elizabeth City go to the beach. I mean, and he got really angry. He insisted that I planned it. It took a few weeks, but he eventually was like, yeah, I guess, it really doesn't make sense. Why am I gonna meet at the beach with his wife and kids and my husband? I mean, anybody that knows us that hangs out at the shop knows that I loved him, he loved me, and we were past it all. It had been months ago.
Well, did you ever have a relationship with your therapist? Do you even know his name?
Well, I mean, I saw him for 2 sessions. His name's Isaac. But, I mean, I never had any relations with him at all.
You ever, like, talk to him on the phone, like Facebook, anything?
When I was first going there and everything, we talked just because you get to know people. And I knew he had a wife and kids, went to church and whatever. And he started, he wanted me to look at pictures of his family or something. And they had gone on a trip of some sort. But I told Milton, that's what it was. It wasn't anything. And he was fine. I mean, he had put recorders in the car, he had put recorders in the shop. I mean, if I was gonna leave him, I would leave him. I wouldn't hurt him, but even then, I wouldn't. I mean, we've been making plans. He and I have been discussing a lot, and can check with other people that hang out at the shop, that we were gonna get out of this business because I didn't like it. I didn't like dealing with these drug addicts. It scared me. I didn't like it because I felt like I was supporting their habit. And, you know, he looked at it as a way to sometimes provide for the family. And, you know, we didn't always agree on that. The night of everything, we had been shopping for the girls' college stuff, and he got a call from Dylan. And Dylan wanted to meet at Hardee's with his girlfriend Robin, and bought a TV that obviously had been ripped out of the wall. It had, you could see that, you know, it's in the truck if you want to see it, but I basically was upset with him. And I was crying the whole way home from Hardee's to our home. And I got out of the car, went inside, and he sent me a text, which you can look at, that says that he needs to start taking my advice, that he was sorry, that he loved me. You can see from the post that he's recently posted on Facebook that we had gotten past all of that stuff. I would never cheat on him. It's just not who I am, you know.
Well, let's go back to Isaac for a minute. So, you never had a relationship with Isaac, but like, do you think that he might have thought there was something there? Like, did he seem inappropriate with you in any way? Like,
yes, but I told my husband, and every time he would try to, I mean, again, you can look at my phone. There were probably 2 or 3 different names he tried to use to friend request me.
Really?
But
Is that what you mean? Because we talked the other day, you said he seemed obsessed. Isaac seemed obsessed with the words you.
Well, I just felt like he kept trying to reach out to me. He would come up with different names to friend request. One time, my husband was actually going to go over there to confront him. And then one time, we saw him at Muddy's, which, you know, Milton's like, that's weird, he's never been here before. We go to Muddy's every day, and we had never seen him there ever. And Milton was really upset about it and was angry, and, you know, he told me afterwards that he was sorry for being upset with me, that it's not my fault. You know, there's customers, I think I told Dan that there's this guy that came in a few weeks ago that when my husband left for the post office, I stayed on the phone the whole time because he was like, you really draw men in. And just was like, you know, that's what drew me into your store. It was just really inappropriate. And he came back a few days, right, I think Monday this week, and it made me nervous. I called Milton.
That was crazy.
I went into the office and called him in there, and I said, that's that guy again. And he said, it's okay, I just stayed in the office. But the guy kept hanging around right where he could see the door and just kept like staring at me like this. And just, unfortunately, I deal with a lot of that, unfortunately. And it's always been an issue, but we've always gotten past it. You know, he's always admitted he's very insecure. He's always admitted, which you can ask his friends, that, you know, he was always, you know, worried that I would do something like that, which I wouldn't.
Was business good, or like how were you guys' finances?
Right now, it's not good.
Really?
Just to give you an example, I can for some reason get incoming calls, but Milton handled all the bills. Milton handled everything. Milton handled all the money. I never, and this isn't a negative thing, I don't want it to be taken this way, but the way he did his business was to have cash to pay. So I never had money. If I needed something, I would ask him. But the thing is, because of his insecurity, I was never not with him, ever, to have an affair. I mean, he didn't let me go to the grocery store without him. I haven't driven in months because that whole incident at the beach. I mean, I haven't been able to be home with my kids until he comes home. I have to stay with him all the time. And I'm not saying that is a bad thing. I didn't mind doing that because I love my husband. And if it made him feel better that I was there all the time so he could know that I loved him, then that was fine. I said to him, you know, not too long ago, was I have less freedom than a maximum security prisoner. And he said, I'm sorry that I'm so insecure, I'm really trying. And I said, it's okay. We have no life insurance, we have no health insurance. 2 other things just sold over the weekend on eBay that are in the store that I guess I need to probably try to shoot.
So essentially, whatever was in the safe or was at the house was all the cash that you guys had liquid?
That's it.
Okay.
We literally Milton busted his ass every day to make sure everybody was taken care of.
Okay.
And yes, our children are mostly grown, and most people would say maybe they should be paying their own bills, you know, but we pay their insurance, we pay their phone bills.
Let's go back to the day, right? And let's just do like from the time you woke up until everything happened.
The only thing I can remember is
Just like when you woke
basically
up.
from going to dinner.
Okay.
Okay, we ate dinner at Tony's. After that, we went to Ollie's.
Okay.
Because we've been trying to find extra long twin sheets for the girls for college. We got a phone call from Dylan, and we were waiting in the Harvey's parking lot for a while. And then they pulled up.
Do you have any idea what time that was?
Maybe 8:30, somewhere around there.
Okay.
Then, like I said, I was upset, and I went into the bathroom, and I was crying, and if you want, I can pull up the text that my husband sent.
I think when I looked at your phone last week, I think I looked at it.
Okay, and basically said he would take my advice from now on whenever he was sorry.
When you got home and you were upset, did you guys have any like conversation to like rectify?
Oh yeah, everything was fine.
Okay, so like how much?
He sent that text. He said he was sorry.
Yeah.
We were, we made love.
Okay.
We were fine. I mean, I came to bed and he was, we're very affectionate with one another, and yeah, I didn't even have clothes on when this man.
Okay. And the reason that I was asking is that we were trying our best to narrow down like the timeline, for like other, like there's surveillance cameras and things like that people may be coming and going.
Our relationship, and I only say this so you understand, had gotten so great and was so good that I was joking with him because we would literally make love every morning and night, every day, for the last few months. And he'll always make the joke, are you sure? I mean, you must be getting tired of me. Like, no, I'm not. I mean, our relationship was good. All I keep thinking is, what if I would have pushed the guy down? What if I could have done something?
That's completely normal.
I don't know, I feel guilty being alive, and that's why I won't eat or drink, because if he can't eat or drink, I don't want to. I know I have to be strong for my kids, but I just don't feel like I can. I just want to be with him.
I knew you had a lot of jewelry. Do you think that you would know, like, if it was yours or not?
He always chose to give me unique pieces.
Okay.
I do have a lot of unique pieces.
She actually told us about the key by the little planner table.
Yeah, that's where we leave it. I
Okay,
know,
but
it's
like, do
crazy.
you have your own key, or is that how you get in?
That's how we get in.
Okay.
I know it's weird, but we have so many kids and in and out, and we've just, I don't know, I chose that key because it blended with it, but every time we would give the kids keys, they would lose them, or we would put it under the mat and they would forget to put it back, and so we just finally just left it there. And I asked Tori if she locked it, and she doesn't remember. And I don't want her to feel guilty for it. I don't want her to stress that it's her fault.
In my experience level, I feel that the person that did it had at least likely been to the door before, because normal people would go to the front door. Even in Eastern North Carolina, everybody uses the side door or the back door, but most people start at the front door.
Right.
And if that's locked or obviously not used, then they would go to the back door. But by all appearances, it seems that whoever did it went to the back door.
She said, I'm gonna get my stuff and go stay at my friends in Camden. said, are you sure? Because I knew she was tired and she had a long day. And she said, well, yeah, I guess it's easier to get to work in the morning since we're commuting. Thank God that she wasn't there.
Do you remember, and this is a really specific question, but do you remember how many episodes before or after she left? Like, do you remember kind of where you were at in your timeline of leading up to when everything happened?
I know we were in the middle of one.
Okay.
I would say we watched 3, so 8:30, 9:30, 10:30. Yeah, so she would have been there at 10:30.
That is crazy.
Probably in the second one. And
Okay.
watched the third one. We usually watch TV till 1:30. That's a typical thing for us.
When you decided to get up and get a drink and a snack, let's start there.
Milton's side table was here, as you know.
Which side of the bed did he sleep on?
Right there.
But he was closest to the bedroom.
So, probably can't stand him really weak. Yeah, the door, that table that my head was hit on, in the bed.
Okay.
Milton slept here, and I slept on that side.
Okay.
I had my hand on the door, and I said, let me go get us a snack and a drink. I said, what do you want? As I started to open it. Well, it came towards me, and he was there. Started screaming. All I saw was the gun. He had the gun right in my face. Get on the floor, effing bitch, blah, blah, blah. And he kept pointing the gun, saying, I said, get on the floor. And Milton was like, honey, just get on the floor. And I said, I just want to put a shirt on. I was afraid if I was naked that maybe he would me, and I was scared, so I just wanted to put a shirt on. So I put Milton's shirt on, and then I immediately chair. And Milton cooperated. He got on the floor as well. And I couldn't see what was happening other than I was crying and I was begging him to stop, and he just kept telling me to shut the F up, shut the F up. I mean, he cussed a lot. I mean, it just mostly that's what he said. The F word, called me a baby. I mean, I don't cuss a lot, so it's hard for me to say all those words. He picked Milton up first. I don't know how, or if he was partly taped. I don't understand. I don't know how it logistically moved into the bathroom, but he did get to the bathroom.
What was Milton taped before you?
Yes.
Okay. Did you see how it happened?
No, like I said, I was laying on the ground by that chair. Milton, he had him on the ground right next to the bed in front of the door. I don't know if he just taped his hands. I don't know what he taped, but I could hear it. And then he took him to the bathroom first and put him on the floor. And then
How did you get him to the bathroom? Did you order him to the bathroom?
that's what I don't know. That's part still vague as to how he got to the bathroom. I mean, I know I could hear the tape, but Milton's a pretty big man. I mean, I don't know how he would have gotten there. In the bathroom, he was on top of Milton. And I remember because I was next to the tub, and I kept saying, get off of him, and he kept pointing the gun saying, shut the up, I'll shoot you, I swear to God, I'll shoot you. I'll shoot him. I don't know if he was on top of him because he was taping his feet, but I just know Milton was face down. It was dark. He never turned any lights on, I guess for obvious reasons. The only light was because the TV episode, when it's waiting, and so it would, the TV made a noise and made it sound like a person, obviously. And he immediately panicked, I think, because he was like, I thought you said no one was here. Is there kids here? I swear to God, I'm going to kill them. Where are they? Is there kids upstairs? I mean, he just kept, and he left the bathroom for a second. So I was trying to go over to Milton, but then he came back, and then that's when he taped my hands. And he grabbed me by the hair, dragged me into the room. He was out there going through stuff, and he couldn't find the jewelry. And I know Milton had already given him the keys, I think, told him where they were anyways. When he was taping Milton up, and when I was laying down over here, he kept saying, you're the Elizabeth City gold buyer, you're the big gold buyer. I know, just kept saying stuff about Elizabeth City gold buyer. And on our Facebook and stuff, it's almost like he was quoting, like, you know what I mean? Like, it seems, I don't know, maybe it's just coincidental. Maybe he just has been in the shop. which I think he has, because he kept yelling to me, I know you got a lot of jewelry, I've seen all the jewelry you wear, I don't, where is it? He couldn't find it. I don't have a typical jewelry box. It's a lingerie cabinet, but it's full of jewelry, as you know, you've seen it. So when he drug me out there, I basically said it's right there. And then that's when he hit me and I went down.
How did he hit you?
I felt this huge, I don't know what it was, but my whole ear just started ringing and I went down. And I don't remember much until, I don't know if I went out or if it just, I don't know, just stunned me. It was ringing a lot. It was like, excruciating. I was trying to get up because I guess I was in my mind thinking I would call for help. And that's when he came back and again pulled my ear and pushed me down, and I hit my head on the table, and I could just feel my eye filling up with the blood just because, I don't know, head wounds, I could feel it. So I thought I'm just gonna lay here because maybe if we just cooperate, and I couldn't hear Milton struggling anymore. And it was freaking me out. I didn't know if he was cooperating or if he was, I don't know. And I just lay there. I don't know if the guy just thought I was finally out. I don't know. He was freaking out. I dropped my phone. Where's my phone? I'm gonna get caught doing this. I gotta find my phone. I was laying like this and I could see his phone was right there. So I took it and just pushed it, just so it would be
further hidden,
where he could see it, just so he would leave.
Oh, gotcha.
And then he said, "Thank God, there's my phone." He picked it up, and then that's when I heard him. I guess he left. I went into Milton. My hands were still tied, and then I went back in there where Milton was.
Yo, she really has a story, eh?
He wouldn't answer.
I don't know. She is like, also we know what happens, but the way she's telling the story is like she has an answer for everything. It's like she knows everything, and she's, I don't know, it just seems really odd how much details that she's giving and over explaining things. It was interesting though.
And I, was hitting it and was trying to move him with my head and trying to move him.
I feel like she's over detailing to convince herself, I guess, or convince the cops that she's telling the truth.
Trying to get one of my hands out. I threw up a little bit just because I was freaked out, I guess. And then I just went down the street. It lives a few doors down, and I knew, and the whole time I was struggling to get one hand out just so I could knock on the door. And by the time I had gotten to his door, I was able to free this hand. I didn't take anything off of this hand because in my mind I was thinking, we might need it. We might need it. That's all I kept saying. I was screaming. I went to my next door neighbor, and I knew they had a dog. I thought maybe a dog will wake somebody up. So I just kept ringing the bell, screaming, begging for help. He came to the door, and then he called 911.
Describe the guy.
Like I said, he sounded white. I know it sounds weird to say, but when I opened the door, I would say he was not as tall as Milton. He had a mask on. He was wearing all black.
What kind of mask? Like a ski mask, like a Halloween mask?
I don't know. I just remember I couldn't see anything.
It's like a winter mask, like with eye holes and a mouth hole and all that kind of
Yes.
stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
You just couldn't tell if he was white or black.
I don't know. It was so dark, and the door, and then everything. I never really, other than as far as being face to face with him. The only time was when I opened the door and he was right there.
Did you see if he had gloves on?
It looked like medical gloves.
When he was kind of ransacking and going throughout the house, were you and Milton talking to each other?
I couldn't get Milton to answer. The only thing Milton would say was, "Honey, just calm down, just calm down. We're just gonna cooperate, he's gonna go." When I freaked out was when I was in that room and I heard them wrestling and I could hear stuff breaking.
Did you check for a pulse or?
My hands were still tied at that point. I didn't get one hand loose until probably right before his house.
Okay.
I was really having a hard time. It was really tight. I kept putting my head on his face, trying to nudge him, so to speak. And I laid my head on his body and was trying to listen, but I couldn't hear anything, and then I threw up a little bit. He kept putting the gun right in my face, telling me to shut up when I was trying to talk to Milton. And I was begging him to please get off of him. I remember saying that, please get off of him, please get off of him. Because I didn't know if he was killing him. I didn't know what he was doing. I didn't know why he was on top of him.
Selling. People pay me $100,000 a day to consult.
You holding up all right?
Okay.
I know we asked you a lot and had you go through all that stuff with us.
It helps catching up on what matters.
And that's all we're trying to do. I know we got just a couple more questions for you, and it'll probably make you feel better. We're not going to go back to the house today.
Thank you. I need to go into the shop, so if you want to go there next, if you need anything, or receipts, or if you need anything.
I'm going to want to go look at that receipt book just to see who's been in there recently.
That's what I'm saying. You can come with me. My briefcase is in there, I hope.
Like, we're trying to be careful with the tape, because that stuff we probably want to send to the lab. Did you lose any other tape? Did any tape fall off of you, do you know of? Or?
On my hands?
Do you remember? Or?
I don't remember. I just know that they took it off when I was at the neighbor's.
Okay. When you were checking on Milton, you were still taped behind your back?
Yeah. I mean, I would have been like this, and then I was trying to get it loose. I don't think I got it loose until later, but I just remember, leaning on him like this, and I remember throwing up. I still had the tape on. I remember trying to nudge his body.
And when you left the house, did you go out the front door or the back door?
The door that was wide open, which was the back door. It may have been that I got it loose to get up. I honestly don't remember that part.
And do you remember it like ripping when you got your hands loose? Did you maybe slip the
I
hand
just
through,
kept
or
twisting
you just
my
kept
hand
twisting
and
and
twisting
came
it
loose?
and just trying to twist it. I just remember, and I don't remember if it was still while I was with him or if it was, I just remember I had gotten one loose. The whole time I was working at trying to get one hand loose. The whole time, just because I assumed my phone was still there because I wouldn't remember that it was in the car. And I also have a watch, an iWatch, and so was trying to find that, but I don't, someone had said it was at the end of the bed. I don't know why he wouldn't have taken that. Maybe he didn't want someone to be able to track it.
Yeah, that's it. Unless we come up with something else, or do you come up with something else?
Yeah, I try to call him if I think of anything or anyone that might be suspicious.
The guy's voice, it sounded like a white guy. Did he sound at all familiar?
No, and that's why I keep going through my head. I feel like I would have recognized Dylan's voice if it was them. I mean, I know it could be just someone else, but I mean, I feel like I would have. But there's so many people that come in that shop. I mean, if you had a lineup and I couldn't see them, but I could hear their voice, maybe. If that's what I need, I will do anything. I just want this person to be found. I mean, I might recognize it. One time someone brought in a ring and they said, "This is my son's class ring, I want to sell it." It had my son's engraving in it, Aaron Thomas Kessinger, his year, his class ring that Milton and I paid for. Someone brought in my son's class ring to Milton to sell it. You know, and Milton basically said, "I'm not going to give you any money and I'm not giving you the ring. This is my son's ring." And they ran out of the shop. So I literally called my son and was like, "Aaron, where's your glass ring?" Because we spent a lot of money for gold. And he was like, "In my glove compartment in my truck." "Why?" I said, "Go look." He's like, "It's not there." I said, "I know, because someone just brought it into Milton." I mean. Sorry.
You're right.
Investigators continued to work on the leads provided by Angel. Detectives went to Walmart to check the surveillance footage to see if Isaac was there at the time of the murder, as he said. He was not found on any footage, and none of the transactions led back to him. With Isaac's alibi in shambles, authorities had enough probable cause to search his home. On August 8th, when the police arrived with a warrant, they learned from Isaac's wife that he had left the state. Isaac's wife did not know about his connection to Angel and could not verify his whereabouts on the night of Milton's murder. She cooperated and said he visited his home state of Oregon to see his mother. With Isaac as a person of interest, they found it suspicious that he went across the country in the middle of a homicide investigation. Despite Isaac's departure, detectives searched his home and vehicle but came up empty-handed. Not long after, Angel alerts detectives to phone calls and messages she had received from Isaac via Facebook. Angel handed the phone over and allowed them to look at the messages from Isaac Melcher. While going through Angel's messages, detectives noticed another message thread with the name Isaac Dustin. They knew Isaac's middle name was Dustin, so they also checked those messages. In the thread, Isaac addressed Angel as Love and talked about buying her something. The investigator returned the phone to Angel and said, "Hey, can you tell me what this message is?" And she deleted the message thread right in front of them. If she wasn't under suspicion before, she was now. Detectives wondered what other secrets Angel was keeping. They obtained a warrant for Angel's cell phone records. As they combed through her phone records, detectives received a call that proved explosive. A man by the name of Louis Casimir was calling from Oregon. He claimed to have information about the Milton Sawyer case. Louis said Isaac Melcher had just visited him. Louis had a long history with Isaac, dating back 20 years when he was Isaac's youth leader at church. Isaac was part of a group of teenage boys with behavioral issues. He had a quick temper in high school and lacked a father figure. Louis attempted to fill that void and became Isaac's mentor. He regarded Isaac as his success story and looked at him like a son. At 19, Isaac left Oregon for work in North Carolina, where he met his future wife, Darlene. Louis and some youth group members traveled to North Carolina to celebrate Isaac's wedding day. After Louis returned to Oregon, he fell out of touch with Isaac, but he and his wife Lori followed Isaac's progress on Facebook from afar. It was all good news. Isaac had 3 kids, put himself through college, and in 2016 became a physical therapist working out of the YMCA in Elizabeth City. A few days after Milton's murder, Isaac flew to Oregon to visit his sick mother, but he also decided to pay a visit to his youth pastor. Louis hadn't seen Isaac in more than 10 years and was excited to learn how he was doing. But when Isaac showed up, Louis had a bad feeling. He could tell something was wrong. Isaac's shoulders were slumped. Louis sat Isaac down in his backyard because Isaac said he wanted complete privacy for what he was about to reveal. He told Louis that he considered him his pastor and that the conversation they were about to have was a confession, something that would stay between them. Louis told him that he disagreed with that. Isaac continued anyway. He said that he had made some foolish choices and would probably lose his family. Louis asked him what was going on. Isaac said that a patient of his named Angel was in deep trouble. He said her husband Milton was jealous, kept a tight rein on her, and threatened her. Isaac had in his mind that Milton was abusing Angel. He said that he needed to protect her and be the hero. He wanted Milton out of the picture to make Angel happier and safer. Isaac told Louis that he murdered Milton in his home. Isaac said that he put him into a chokehold and strangled him. Louis could not believe what he heard and told Isaac to turn himself in. But crazy. Isaac said he didn't plan on doing that. After about an hour, Isaac departed Louis's house, leaving Louis to share the horrific story with his wife, Lori. Louis checked online to see if there had been a murder in Elizabeth City. As he confirmed the truth, the awfulness of the revelation boiled away inside him. After multiple sleepless nights, 3 days after Isaac confessed, he picked up the phone and called the Elizabeth City Police Department. Investigators flew out to Oregon to see Louis the next day. After sharing the full story in person with detectives, Louis was asked to make a recorded phone call to Isaac. Louis said it was a hard decision, but ultimately went through with it.
Have the police been back? Have they done any more investigating?
I'll be honest with you, I'm not entirely comfortable speaking about that over the phone.
Isaac Melcher was smarter than most average people. He did not want to talk on the regular line and told Louis that he would speak only on a secure phone line over the encrypted smartphone app Signal. Louis called him using the app, and Isaac felt comfortable talking.
It's the holidays at Wayfair.
Yo, it's a gift swap. You gotta swap your gifts.
But this pillow is so mean.
It is secured. It cannot
accessed from the outside.
With Isaac unaware of the detective's presence on the other end of the call, they simply placed their voice recorder next to Louie's phone and hit record.
Hey, Louie, how are you doing?
Good, Isaac. How are you?
Hi, Louie.
Hi, Darlene. How are you doing?
I'm well. We got to celebrate our son's birthday, so I'm very thankful.
As the conversation got going, Louis steered Isaac into talking about the murder. Why, he asked, didn't Angel just get a divorce?
The plan was for her to leave him. Okay. And something changed. She did not think that he would let her go, and that he would probably kill her if she tried to leave him. And I reached the place where I asked the devil to help me.
Yeah.
Because I knew that I had to so fully turn my back on God to do this.
With Isaac's wife Darlene on the call, Louis poked about for what she knew.
Isaac called me the day that it happened to tell me that it had happened.
Now, when you say when it had happened,
I'm talking about the murder.
Isaac confirmed his involvement, adding that he didn't stand a chance with the authorities if he turned himself in.
Because there is premeditation. And I will either be alive in prison or I will get the death penalty. What I did was a horrible thing.
There was more to the story as Isaac's wife Darlene mentioned an affair.
The affair I did not know about at all until the night he told me about it.
I've known Angel now for not quite a year, but it reached a place with Angel that it moved way, way, way beyond, just somebody that I was having sex with.
Then, the story took another bizarre turn. Isaac revealed he and Angel had bigger plans.
If somehow I don't get arrested, there is still a desire in my heart to be with Angel. And
Hey, that's crazy talk now.
still willing to walk through this with me.
I forgive you, and I have compassion on you, and I am going to be with you as hard as it is.
you're a bigger lady than Laurie is, that's for sure.
The police came to question me while Isaac was out of town, and I just told them that I can't be compelled to testify about anything that was shared to me in confidence with my spouse.
As the phone call continued, the evidence only seemed to grow. If Isaac could be believed, his story was bigger than an affair that led to a murder. According to Isaac, Angel knew much more than she was saying.
The only reason that she has to not say anything is because there's a good chance that she would be implicated and arrested and go to jail also for conspiracy to commit murder.
He mentions that she knew it was going to happen. She knew that he was the killer. What's more, Isaac said he and Angel were still in touch.
Has Angel been questioned at all?
Oh, I'm sure she has, yeah. When I spoke with her, she was pretty sure that her phone was probably being bugged. I know.
But he said she was playing dumb to investigators.
She is sticking to her story. She's denying everything.
With the phone conversation winding down,
All right, Louie. Have a good night. Good night.
detectives had enough to get an arrest warrant for Isaac. Back in Elizabeth City, 3 weeks after Milton Sawyer's murder, Isaac was arrested.
You're going to be charged today with conspiracy to commit murder and murder.
With everything they were hearing from Isaac, the investigators wanted to speak with Angel again.
Originally, I want to have some jewelry and stuff I wanted to show you today and talk to you about some other leads we had. And in the turn of events this morning, Isaac has been under arrest. He's come in this morning.
Good.
So
That's him?
well, he's said a lot of stuff about you.
About me?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Well, that's what we need to talk about
Okay.
and get straight. He told us stuff about the affair, and then things about you want to leave Milton, and so we need to get all that out and open.
And something else that we wanted to talk about is that there's I had an interaction a little over a week ago with your Facebook Messenger stuff.
Yes, sir.
And we've started to get some records back. And it appears that you guys have been in communication for a while through a variety of different apps, which kind of negates what you were saying earlier, that, it was always like a one-sided conversation.
I mean, and I had answered in the beginnings, but I mean, my husband was involved in the whole time. Anytime that, when it was in the beginning, like I said, about just accepting his friend request because he had told me what during the, session that he was on the trip with his family and wanted me to look at the pictures and everything else. But anything else,
There were two-way communications with you guys like recently, you know what I mean? So it's like even after the trip to the beach and all that kind of stuff, like there's stuff after that.
I have not communicated with him after since. He called me and I called Aaron and told him immediately. And those 2 calls happened and I shared them with you immediately because he had contacted me and I wanted you to know that he had contacted me. I have not contacted him in any way, shape, or form, nor communicated with him in any way, shape, or form.
But see, that's the thing. This is what I want to talk to you about. I know that's not true because of what he told us. Like, for example, you told him that we took your phone and had your phone for 5 hours. How would he know that? You had to talk to him. That shows he's telling me the truth. This dude, for whatever reason, he's crazy about you. He's in love with you.
But that has nothing to do with me, I swear to you.
Maybe it doesn't, but my point is, I think you know what happened. You were there, you know what happened. It was a plan. He's already told us it's a plan.
I
The
didn't
difference is
plan
this.
anything.
I think you're afraid of him.
I'm terrified of him because he's crazy.
But you should also be terrified of him because you saw him kill your husband.
I do not know that it was him or not him. He did not address me in any shape or form.
No,
and he was.
Let's get away from that.
Now I'll tell you why. Because the initial plan was to give Milton pills and vodka.
Was it to give him pills and Vicodin? I don't even have any of that.
Pills and vodka.
Pills and vodka to make it like an overdose.
Yeah.
We don't even, unless we're out, we don't even drink alcohol.
Most people have no clue that in 2024, the best way to make money with Amazon is not with physical products. It's Amazon's other company, Audible. Audible has been paying me a steady and reliable income every month for years. And
Isaac told us all about when y'all met. He said it didn't turn sexual till like Christmas of last year, like the end of Christmas.
We know that he bought you a phone so that you wouldn't be communicating on that.
I have not touched a phone that he purchased. I know nothing about, I do not have the phone that he purchased or any of that. One of his messages may have said that, but I had blocked him. But I do not have another phone. I have not had another phone from him. I swear I will take a lie detector test.
I care about you enough. I want to put you in the best light. You understand that, okay?
Yes.
I believe that you were there. You know you were there. You know he did it, without a doubt. Based on everything he's told us, there's nothing you can say to me that's going to make me believe anything else. I think this person came in your house. He was in love with you and would do anything to be with you, including kill Milton.
But I didn't want to be with him.
I understand that. But if he's this obsessed with you, that he would do this, I mean, what are you going to do? You can't tell him no?
I didn't.
You need to put yourself in front of this, because right now he's trying to throw you under the bus. You understand that?
He has told us everything.
Yes, if you're afraid of him and he's done all this stuff and you knew about it, but you're just afraid of him, then now's the time. He is locked up in handcuffs downstairs right now. He is not going to come after you. But you need to look out for you. And that means you're going to have to tell us exactly what the deal was.
He is obsessed with me. You're right. And I told him that I'm in love with my husband, I'm staying with my husband, and all that. When we were having physical therapy several times, yes, there were probably 2 times that you can go ask other people, that I was crying and upset because Milton was mad at me for coming to physical therapy. I in no way, shape, or form wanted to be with this guy, ever. He made it very clear in some of his messages that he was obsessed with me. And he had said different ways of which he could get rid of him. And I explained to him that I was not interested in anything like that. I love Milton. I want to spend the rest of my life with Milton. And when he came in, it did not click with me, honestly, who it was, because it happened so fast until he was on top of Milton, and I was begging him to please stop. I love my husband. I want to be with him. Please stop. And that's when you put the gun in my head, and he said, "Shut the f*** up, bitch.
this is gonna happen, blah, blah, blah. And I said, I will never be with you. I will never be with you. You're terrifying me. I hate you. All of those things.
What was the plan he was telling you?
He was telling me that he had gotten some prescription for some kind of car accident him and his wife were in. And he had asked me if I would get some pills and leave them outside so he could, leave them somewhere so he could crush them up and he'd put them in. And I just kept ignoring it and ignoring it and ignoring it. And I never in my life thought that they would come to this. But I did not plan this. It was not me. I have no desire to be with him. I have nothing.
Let me ask you this. He knew that there was no kids that night. Did you talk to him? How did you know there was no kids there?
No, I didn't.
And that's not talking to him and, hey, tonight's a good night to do something.
No,
I
I swear
that. Did you talk to him at all?
I never talked to him. When that door opened, the door, and he was right there, I had not spoken to him at all. It completely caught me off guard that somebody was there, and everything up until the bathroom when he was on top of him, and I kept saying, please get off of him, please get off of him, and he heard the TV. He asked if there was any effing kids there. He left the room. When he came back, I still wasn't real sure, but then he was like, what, are you afraid of me now? Are you afraid of me now? And I was like, then it clicked. He's psychotic. I mean, what is he doing? He knew that I had told him I didn't want anything to do with him.
Did Milton, before Milton died, did he know it was Isaac?
No, I don't know.
You don't know if he did or didn't? But before Milton passed, did you know it was Isaac? Because you said you were yelling at him that you love your husband.
Well, the only thing
So
I know
was he
is
still,
when he was
still
on
in the
top
act
of
of
him.
doing stuff when you were
He was on top of him when I was telling him to get off of him, get off of him. He put the gun to my head and was like, shut the f up, bitch. This is gonna happen. I'm not stopping. And I was just crying and screaming, and I don't know at what point.
Be truthful about the relationship. There's more, y'all did more than talk. It was sexual, correct?
There were 2 times.
There were 2 times, okay.
Yes, sir.
Where did that happen?
At the clinic and behind COA. And it was actually 3 times. There was a parking spot on the highway on 17. It happened those couple times, and it was at a time when things were bad in our marriage. I'm not making an excuse for it, but
Domestic investors are experiencing
Looking for clarity on where to invest? Then it's time to partner with Sun Life. As Canada's
as far as anything sexually or anything, any kind of relationship, it has been months. I mean, that thing that happened at the beach was in, the beginning of May. I hadn't even spoken to him or been with him since before that. Because I was surprised when we saw him at the beach. I mean, it wasn't a planned thing.
So how did you guys communicate?
Through Messenger.
Facebook Messenger.
Yep, and that's it. See, I have no phone, I have no other way. Never spoken to him on my phone. Never has he called me except for the 2 times that I spoke to Aaron and told him. The reason I guess I didn't realize it was him until the end was because why he was demanding the keys to the shop or was saying stuff about gold buying, and then I honestly had no clue because I was like, wait, he's asking for all these things, but I didn't plan it. I didn't know he was coming.
He's saying he took all that stuff as part of the plan just to make it look like a robbery.
Well, that was not my plan.
That's all he's saying. But he's saying, I'm telling you, he's saying it's all pre-planned between the 2 of you.
And then you talked in the hallway when you went out to get a drink that you met him in the hallway and talked about it. And the only reason he knew to come was because the kids were gone. And we had a transmission where you guys did talk on Facebook Messenger the day before.
Right, but I did not know he was coming. I had no idea how he knew the kids wouldn't be there because I'm telling you the truth, my daughter was there until 10:40. At 10:40 at night, until I was literally laying in bed, I did not plan for him to come. I had not communicated with him at all about when the kids would be there or any of those things. I swear to you, I became afraid of him when he talked like that. And I told him, if I were going to leave my husband, I would leave my husband. I'm not going to leave my husband. He said, I can't live without you. I can't be without you. I'll do anything to be with you. He, from my understanding, had already told his wife he was leaving her. And I told him, you know, you should work out your marriage. You have these 3 young kids, they need their father. I'm not going to be with you, so we hadn't been fighting for months. Everything had been perfect. We worked on a relationship, we got help. I did not plan anything as far as killing him. Every time he would mention things, I would say, no, I'm not gonna do that.
So he may be using the word plan, but he did discuss it with you, what he wanted to do.
He asked me about the pills, asked if I'd be willing to give him the pills.
And I'm just saying,
And I
from
said
his
no.
perspective, he may be thinking y'all are having a conversation.
I guess.
I mean, you see what I'm saying?
Right, but I didn't.
And that's what I'm trying to get. So what else was he telling you he wanted to try to do, or what was the conversation
That's
like?
the only thing he ever said, as far as anything with regards to him, that I can recall, was to crush up pills. And does he ever drink alcohol? I said no. And, you know, that's it. I mean, that's what he planned on. He had asked me to do. That's the only
And did he try that when he first got there? Did you try to give him to take pills?
No, I have never given him. I never did that. I never took any pills. I never crushed any pills. I never gave Isaac any pills. None of that stuff. None of it.
But did he try to do that when he got there? Did he try to make Milton take pills?
No, not to my knowledge.
And then when did he actually smack you? Because he's telling us that after everything was over is when he smacked you to make it look like you were beat up and he taped you up.
No, when he came, that's when he took me out of the bathroom, and I tried to go back in to see if Milt was okay, and he said, "No, he's already dead. He's already dead, bitch. There's no way you can save him." And that's when I went towards the phone, and he hit me right here.
Is that how he talks to you?
No,
Like
I've
a normal?
never. That's what I'm saying. I never heard him speak like that, so I didn't know it was him. Because no, and then that's when I freaked out and I was terrified because I never heard any of that kind of talk. I've never heard him talk like that. I've never any of those things. But I didn't plan anything. It was not my intention for him to do that.
What did he tell you when he left? Because he said he had a conversation with you before he left that night. What did he say to you? I mean, you knew it was him, so.
When he left?
Yeah.
The only thing
he
he
said
said.
He talked to you.
Yeah, the only thing he said to me when he left was, "This is the story you're gonna tell the police, and if you don't, then I'll come after you and your kids." And that's why I haven't said those things, because I don't care if someone comes after me, but I needed to protect my kids. After the kids were gone to school, then I was gonna have a meeting with you, to be honest. I just needed them to be gone so that they were protected, and he couldn't find them. First time he called, he said, "I need to talk to you." I said, "No, I'm not talking to you. I hate you. I want nothing to do with you. I'm terrified of you," and I hung up.
What do you know about the Lioness program?
The exposure is already beyond containment.
Called right back. He said, "You mean you're never going to talk to me again? I can't live with this. I can't handle this. I did this because I want to be with you. You're telling me you don't want to be with me." I said, "Absolutely not." I said, "I'm terrified of you. I don't want you contacting me." And he said, "Well, are the police talking to you?" And I said, "Yeah, of course they're talking to me. They've had my phone for 5 hours, all that stuff." I said, "And I'm going to hang up the phone and tell them that you called me and contacted me. And I'm going to show them if you message me." I never responded to those 2 message things that I sent to you. And I never spoke to him again except for the phone call, which I told you. And that's it.
Did he ask you what you told us, if you were sticking to the story or anything when you talked to you?
No, the only thing I said to him was, I said, "The only thing I know is that they don't know."
That's crazy.
Who did it, and I did what you told me to, so don't come after me, don't call me, don't talk to me, don't try to, don't hurt me and my kids. I said, "But I don't want anything to do with you. So I'm gonna call the detective as soon as we hang up, and I'm gonna let him know that you called me. So you would be smart to not contact me ever again." And he hasn't.
What would be his reasons for coming and telling us everything he's told us?
I have no idea.
From the first day you met Isaac, let's just start there, and let's just go through your whole relationship until today.
We had physical therapy, obviously, and then.
And why were you in physical therapy?
I was in a car accident for my knee and for my neck.
Okay.
I continued physical therapy. and you know he does needling, like acupuncture. I started maybe in September. As it got, like he said, closer to Christmas, it became more of a flirtatious thing and whatever. And you know we were going through hard times. Not that that makes an excuse. And then there were a couple times that we met, like I said, over there by COA.
Did you tell him your complaints about home life? Did he tell you his complaints about home life?
I think, not that I had done that, but I think during physical therapy, like I said, Milton didn't like me going because he was, you know, jealous, and obviously rightfully so. So I finally quit. And unfortunately then I was still going through a lot of pain. And so Milton said, you just need to go back. And I said, no, because I don't want you to be upset. He said, I'll try to be not upset about it. And then I started back at physical therapy. And then started, you know, somewhat, I guess, of a relationship. As far as I knew, he was happily married with kids. He told me he would never leave his wife. He would never leave his kids. And that's when I realized that it was stupid for me to do this. You know, he made it very clear that he was never going to leave his family. He was never going to be with me, so what's the point? So I just made that decision that I was going to stay with my husband, and my husband and I were going to work things out. We sought counseling, and at that point he started.
My name is Ashley Latimer, and this might be based on a true.
You know, well, what if we did this and this? And I said, I'm never going to leave him. I said, because I don't want to be that woman who's divorced twice. I said, I get it. I know that I cheated on him. That doesn't make me, it makes me a horrible person. I said, but I'm going to stay with him anyways. And then he started messaging like, well, what if you were dead? Then would you be with me? And I said, I mean, I don't understand what you mean. I mean, obviously he's not dead. Then he was like, well, I mean, I would be willing to do that for you. And I said, I don't want you to do that. I'm not interested in that. Well, you wouldn't be any part of it. I said, I don't want you to do it. Either I'm a part of it or not a part of it. One time he sent a message and was like, you shouldn't be up so late. And I was like, well, what are you talking about? Well, I mean, yeah, I came by and you and your husband were still up. And I realized that he was literally psychotic. I kept saying, leave him alone, get off of him, leave him alone. And he said, you know, shut the up and put the gun to my head and, bitch, this is happening. I don't care if you wanted to or not. I'd rather go to jail and you be free from him and I don't have to wonder and worry, but wonder if you're having sex with him or that you're still together. And like I said, my husband and I's relationship had done a 180. We were making love twice a day. We had, if you go in the room right now, you're gonna see the stuff that we bought that we're gonna do a photo shoot.
So how do you think he got into the house? Did he know there was a key in the back? Did you leave the key for him? Did you know he had a key somewhere?
No. We always leave the key on that little table. I know my daughter told you that. And it blends in with the table, so I don't know. And I don't know if my daughter left the door unlocked or he used the key. I don't know.
Has he ever been in your house? Has he ever been in the house?
Only one time he told me, not with me there, that he unlocked the door and came in just to see if he could get in the house without Milton hearing him. And I told him that's really effed up and creepy, and why would, and that was the same night that he said we were up late watching a movie.
When you opened the door that night and he's standing there, he tells us that when you came out that he has a conversation with you before he goes in the room.
No, that is a lie. I swear to you that is a lie. I opened the door and the door pushed open like this. And he immediately started screaming and yelling and cussing, and I had no idea it was
And how was he really? Was he really dressed in black? Was he just himself?
He was all
was
in
he like
black.
normal?
Nope, he was all in black. Right down to the shoes. He had a mask on that was a dark gray. You could not see anything. That is the truth.
And what point did you know it was out? I mean, you're in
When
the
he
bathroom
stuck the
now.
gun to my head in the bathroom, I was screaming and yelling, get off of him.
So you already know it's Isaac now.
At that point, that's when I realized that it was him. And that's when I really was like, please leave him alone. I told you I don't want to be with you. I told you that I'm staying with my husband. I haven't communicated with you. He said, I know, and that's why I freaked out. I don't know why I did this tonight. I don't know why I lost it tonight, but I lost it, and I needed
That's
you.
crazy.
You're not talking to me. You haven't picked up the phone, and I bought this phone for you to talk to me. You're not talking to me, and I said, I told you I'm not talking to you, because that's my husband. I love him. Get off of him. Get off of him. Please.
And
Just
what's he
leave him
doing?
alone."
What's he doing in the middle while y'all are having this
I don't
conversation?
know. It was dark. I mean, the only light. I was over here by the bathtub, and he was right here, and the toilet's right here, and the only light was from whatever the TV light. 'Cause the whole house was dark, and I couldn't see him. I still didn't even know until about halfway into that. He was on top of him, which is what I had told y'all before, but that's all I know. I don't know what he was doing. I just knew he was on top of him.
And was Milton struggling? Could you hear him struggling or anything at this point in time?
No.
Because by then he also knew who it was.
Yeah, so
If you're having that conversation with him, he also knows who it is.
Well, he never addressed himself.
If you
Yeah.
said, I
Yeah.
told you I didn't want to be with you,
Right,
and your husband's in the
exactly.
room,
Right. No, I have to assume that. You're right.
when you said that he had a conversation with you about what you were going to tell the police, what did he tell you to tell us?
That basically someone had broken in and that they stole the stuff, which is, what you really did do.
When you called Aaron and told him that he had called you, and we looked at your Facebook messages, and we found the one, why'd you
The
delete
one
it?
about a raincoat.
What's that?
The one about the coats or whatever, which I didn't respond to, but it was something
Yeah,
about
why'd you delete
coats.
it?
I guess I just got scared.
Yeah. Because it doesn't look good. I mean, it honestly makes you look a little bit manipulative to call us to come talk to you about Isaac calling you and then delete evidence of contact with Isaac right in front of us.
I understand that.
Just the perception
I understand.
is that you've lied to us from the beginning,
I understand.
which you have.
I understand.
So why should we believe you, who's told us at least 2 or 3 sets of lies, and not Isaac, who the only time he's ever spoken about this has just regurgitated everything that happened?
I wouldn't blame you for not believing me. I had an affair and I regretted that affair, and I didn't know the type of person that he was.
When he sent you messages about murdering your husband and asking you to assist him in that, why didn't you call the police?
I didn't think it would really happen.
I want you to assume that every message you ever sent him, that we have the content of.
Okay.
Do I think that there was a plan? Yeah, I absolutely think there was a plan. Whether or not you took it serious or didn't, at some point in time, you did not convince him to not murder your husband.
I tried. I thought I had. I didn't know he was coming that night. I didn't go get the phone because I didn't want to communicate with him.
Where was it supposed to have been?
He had left a message that it was behind the trampoline somewhere in this little area that's part of our pool house shed thing. Not the separate one, but this one. But I never went back there. I never went and looked for it. I never picked it up. I assumed he was getting the message. Instead, apparently, it was making him crazier. I don't blame you for not believing me. I hate myself for not being stronger and just telling you all right from the beginning.
And again, one of the reasons I asked about does he know where your kids go to school is because he told us that after they went to Wilmington, Rhode Island, that you guys were supposed to be together. So how would he have known that otherwise?
Yeah, I mean, he probably did. I mean, I'm sure I talked about it. I talked about all my kids.
Why did you steer us away from him or steer us away in the completely wrong direction? Why did you claim to have seen
Because
jewelry
he
that
said
you
he
knew was
was going to
yours?
kill me and my kids if I didn't.
Hey, I found this jewelry. It looks like my jewelry. That wasn't until days later.
Well, 2 of the pieces do look like, I wasn't lying.
But you knew that they weren't yours.
They do look like mine.
But they weren't.
I understand.
Because you know that they weren't. That he didn't steal them.
Right.
So, you understand? You sent us in the wrong direction on purpose.
Because I was scared. I know
Then
that's
why
not
say?
an
Then why not
excuse.
say nothing? Just say nothing. Then, hey, I think that, you know, this black guy sold my jewelry to a pawn shop. Just say nothing. It makes you look extremely guilty when you send us in the wrong direction on purpose.
I understand.
I don't think she understands.
But I absolutely think that you were complicit in it.
It's the holidays at Wayfair.
Y'all, it's a gift swap.
I swear to you, I did not want this to happen.
You may not have wanted it to happen, but it happened. It would be reasonable to think that if you told us that it was him on the morning of August 2nd, that he would have been arrested immediately. And what means would he have to hurt you?
I don't know. I didn't think that through.
You know, I've always said it. I don't care what happens from this point forward. Okay? So here's my concerns with you. Isaac is coming in and he's just told all this stuff this morning. Okay? Your story doesn't flow like Isaac's does. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
My fear is that you're leaving something out.
I did not conspire. I see how it looks that way because I didn't tell him. I said I wouldn't participate, but the fact that I didn't call the police immediately, I understand that how it looks.
When you said in the beginning, he said he would never.
Yeah.
But would you have if he had?
No.
Okay.
I made it very clear to him that I would never get a divorce.
Yeah.
That my husband and that I just wasn't going to be that person that was divorced twice.
Well, the reason I ask is because a few minutes ago when we talked about that, you said that when you guys had that conversation, and he said that he would never leave his wife because he was a godly man and so on and so forth, and you said, well, what's the point of continuing?
Yeah, I
Which
understand. I
kinda
meant
indicates
continuing the
that-
affair.
Yeah, which kind of indicates that had he been willing to leave, that you would have left, which is okay. You know, I
Yeah,
understand.
I don't know what I would have done. I just know
Yeah.
that I had changed.
Your mind.
Yeah, I had changed my mind. I didn't want to be with him. My
Yeah.
daughter would have used it at 8:40 to come home that night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but if that happened months prior,
Right.
I mean, you change the locks, get a new key, something. It almost looks like you wanted him to get in, because if I knew that someone had broken into my house and I had to hide a key, at least move the hide a key.
I see what you're saying, but I didn't think he was actually capable of doing this. I didn't think he would ever do this.
So everything we talked about today is the truth.
Yes, sir.
We have a warrant for you.
I understand.
So we're gonna have to serve that, and from now forward, you're under arrest. We're gonna take you downstairs and get you processed.
Angel and Isaac were arrested, both charged with first-degree murder. Isaac, still obsessed with Angel, wanted to shield her from prosecution. They continued their relationship in jail by using a third party to merge their calls.
Okay, can you write down John 15, verses 12 and 13?
John 15, 12, and 13?
Mm-hmm.
The scripture says, "Love each other as I have loved you. Greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends." In essence, Angel said, "If you truly love me, you will lay your life down for me." While Isaac seemed to be in love, it wasn't the same for Angel.
I'm very sorry for everything that's happened. Angel? Are you there? What the?
The caller has hung up.
As Angel's case headed to trial, Isaac had a change of heart. He decided to testify against her. In September 2021, 3 years after Milton Sawyer was found strangled in his home, his wife Angel went on trial, charged with his first-degree murder. The prosecution argued that Angel had manipulated Isaac into murdering her husband, that she had planned the killing, participated in it, and tried to cover it up. It was Isaac's turn to testify. Although there were no cameras in the courtroom, this is a video of Isaac telling investigators the same basic story he would tell the jury.
You just want to be the good guy. You want to be the person that protects. She would talk about how when they would argue, it would just be very abusive.
As their friendship grew, they flirted, he testified, and Angel made suggestive sexual comments.
She would talk about very personal things, such as I lay next to him, naked all night long, and he doesn't even look at me. She brought up again, I'm out in the hot tub naked, and that turned into her sending me a picture.
If a nude picture wasn't far enough, Isaac said Angel shocked him in a physical therapy session when he asked her to change into a robe and he stepped out of the room.
And I came back in and she was pretty much almost naked. My ability to step away at that point was gone. started into a relationship.
You were kind of hooked at that point?
Yeah.
There was sex, lots of it, he testified. Not the 3 times Angel had fessed up to.
And then it was a matter of finding time and places to do it.
Isaac said that they talked about being together.
One day, she contacted me and said, I can't leave because if I do, he'll kill me. The only way that I will ever be able to leave is if he dies of natural causes.
That became the starting point of a murder plot, he testified. He became convinced that Milton was not going to let Angel leave.
She claimed that he would track her down and either bring her back or kill us both.
He told the court the first idea before the home invasion plan was to kill Milton with drugs. That was Isaac's plan. However, he said Angel preferred a staged home invasion. On the night of the murder, Isaac drove to a church at the back of the Sawyers' home, went through a wooded area, and across the backyard. He said he put on a mask, used the backdoor key Angel had told him was there, and went inside. Then, he described the moment he killed Milton.
This powerful heater can heat up any room in seconds without the high electricity costs. Electricity supplies
Slid my arm around his neck and attempted to put him into a rear naked chokehold. He didn't have a pulse. So I kind of slumped over to the side, pulled my mask off.
Angel was right there in the bathroom, he said. Angel's head wound was just part of the staged home invasion.
She wanted me to hit her to make it look like
I am back. That is
more
crazy.
realistic, I guess. So the first time was not enough. And she knelt down and basically smacked her forehead against the corner of one of the drawers that we had pulled out.
Isaac's testimony ends and the prosecution rests. Angel chose not to testify. The defense's trial strategy was to discredit Isaac Melcher as an unreliable witness who testified against Angel only to receive a lesser sentence. After the defense rested, it was now up to the jury. A unanimous verdict was reached in just 20 minutes. The jury found Angel guilty of conspiracy to commit murder and first-degree murder. She was sentenced to life without parole. Isaac pled guilty to second-degree murder in exchange for a 25-year sentence and his testimony against Angel. Isaac Melcher will be eligible for parole in 2038. His wife Darlene, who'd supported him on the call with Louis, divorced him. Angel maintains her innocence and has appealed her conviction. Prosecutors believe the motive behind the crime was Angel's desire to leave Milton. She wanted out, but did not want to be seen as a twice divorcee. She made that statement multiple times during her interviews with detectives. In the aftermath, one of Milton's children, Caleb, tries to move forward in life and becomes an engineer. He takes solace in the video memories captured by his mom of the early days of happiness. In the months that followed, Pastor Louis made contact with Isaac. Isaac told Louis that he agreed with his decision to share his confession with the police. The two remain in contact. For more videos of cases never seen on YouTube, click one of the videos on screen now or the links in the pinned comment. Goodbye for now.
That is crazy. Wow. It's crazy things people do. And the simplest thing, all I have to do is be divorced, what that, I don't know. I feel like going that route is so crazy when we have so many other options. That's nuts. But I'm just gonna keep going. I can see the type in T. Trump pops up. That's funny. Yeah, that's sad. This looks interesting. Let's check this one out. This looks interesting. Yeah,
Get energized for the holidays during the 12 days of fitness at Planet Fitness. Join for $1 down, $15 a month plus $49 annual fee.
Make pedophiles afraid again. I love it.
This 11-year-old girl talking about things that were done to her that shouldn't have been done. Developing, in certain areas. And
So one thing I want to note on is how close sex offenders live to schools around here.
oh God, I'm just a rotten sack of shit. I'm so sorry.
In Aberdeen, Washington, a city councilman known for his tough-on-crime stance and commitment to ridding the streets of dangerous criminals shocks the public when he's accused of committing an unthinkable and heinous crime.
So Riley, is there truth to what thing?
The following footage has never been seen before. Please note that this report is based on police records, and all persons charged with a crime are presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law. 39-year-old Riley Carter began his campaign for city council in early 2023, promising an aggressive approach to cleaning up the city of Aberdeen. In January of 2024, he began serving as an elected official. However, on July 30th, 2024, a jaw-dropping accusation by his stepdaughter sends police on a search to arrest him, sending shockwaves through the community.
Walk in, just so you're aware of everything we have is audio video recorded. We got these fancy body cameras now.
After police locate him walking alone down a residential street, he's led in handcuffs into a small interrogation room by a detective who's determined to find out if there's any truth to the horrifying claims. Shockingly, it was his own wife, Maya, who initially confronted him about the disturbing truth his stepdaughter revealed.
I started freaking out on him, like, how could you? What the fuck is wrong with you? Kind of a thing. And he was just really calm and said, no, I didn't do this. And I hung up, and then he just took off. I guess he just left.
Did he say anything to you about it?
He just said that he didn't do it. He swears up and down he didn't do it.
Due to his status as a city councilman, the Aberdeen Police Department requested the investigation to be handled by the Grays Harbor Sheriff's Office in an effort to avoid a conflict of interest. After reading his Miranda rights, the interrogation begins, but Riley has yet to realize the source of the allegations. Riley explains he had a typical morning, but everything changed when Maya arrived home.
And then I heard the front door open and shut. And so I come out, and I have this, and she has by the hand, and then she's walking out the door, and I asked, well, what's going on?
When Maya left with no response, he called her cell phone for an explanation. She accused him of committing an unthinkable act and hung up the phone. However, as Maya explains, their conversation continued over Facebook Messenger. When she realized she had no tangible evidence of his crimes, she decided to take a risk.
And I bluffed and said, I have you on camera, just seeing if that would incite anything out of him, and he just stopped responding to me at that point.
As Riley explains, Maya's anger over the situation was visceral, and he was left with a chilling command.
I go down to the basement, and she told me, so I did set up the rope. I thought about it. I really did. Because I'm done, man. I am done. I am just done. I'm maxed out. I am maxed out. Everything that we have gone through in life, everything, and now this. And it doesn't matter because being on city council, everybody knows now, that's over now. And we were right there, man. Everybody was amped up. We were going to change some things in Aberdeen, and now that's gone. It's gone. It's all gone.
June 24th, just 1 month prior, Riley posted a video to his Facebook page in an attempt to shed a light on criminal activity in his neighborhood. These videos will have an eerie relevance later when the exact allegations are revealed.
Buddy, how are you? We're out driving around, got the babies to sleep.
I'm just going to interrupt for a second. This is a common thread I notice in thing. Anytime, this is not always the case, but I always question when I see people who are acting super against something. You know, those things you'd be super against, obviously. But it's when they go out their way to try to convince you they're against something. It's like, what are you hiding? And look at this case. It's like the P. Diddy thing. I was always preaching about love, being kind to one another, all that stuff, which is all good and great. But when you try to make your whole personality, your whole message, I'm like, what are you really hiding?
Just one of those days, I guess. Anyways, I thought it'd be a good idea maybe take you guys along with me, and we'll go drive around downtown, and we'll just go look at things, and maybe I can talk about things, you know, that I'd like to see different, or things to be improved on, or whatever it may be. But just gonna keep it fun, keep it relaxed, and be myself. All right, here we go. So one thing I want to note on is how close sex offenders live to schools around here, how close they are to bus stops, how easy it is for them to just have instant access to anyone or anybody's kids here, you know, in each of these neighborhoods. Sorry, I had to hit my brakes there because looked like a tweaker came shooting out of the alley and almost got in front of my car. Which is something, you know, that really needs to be addressed, okay? All right, so I know one place a lot of people want to see is the camp underneath the bridge. I will state, however, I have my baby girls with me, so I'm not going to take them down there just because people know who I am around here. And the last thing I would want is a rock to fly through my window and hit one of my daughters, because the way this state works, I could see me going to prison because somebody hit my daughter with a rock and I beat that person to death. I mean, that's just, come on. Wouldn't you do that for your own kids?
Despite his apparent determination to do whatever it takes to protect his children, as it turns out, Riley's shocking secret was revealed by his own 11-year-old stepdaughter, whose name has been redacted from the interview to protect her identity.
Sounds like Ojo time.
So, statements weren't made to initially. She told her counselor today that they were talking about something different and broke down crying and said she didn't want to talk about it.
In a recorded interview with his stepdaughter's therapist, she explains what happened earlier this morning, when it quickly became clear that something was horribly wrong.
So we had an appointment at 2 o'clock, and she'd been displaying some behaviors and had reported 2 weeks prior that was mean to her. So we were going to talk more about it today. She said she didn't want to talk about it. She didn't want to say it out loud.
In an effort to help the child, she suggested writing it down. However, the disturbing words she wrote on the page left the counselor in shock.
When she wrote that down, like, can you tell me about what her emotions look like and how she was acting?
So before she wrote it down, when she said she didn't want to say it out loud, she started just staring down at the ground. She was like stone cold. You could tell she was checking out, and she was kind of fidgeting her hands. And I've been her therapist for probably a little bit over 2 years, and she's never acted like that.
So that was out of the norm?
That is completely out of the norm. Her facial expression looked as if she was scared, like fear. And then she wrote it down, and then she kind of had this look of, oh no, or I'm in trouble, or something.
The haunting words written by the child will later be revealed. For now, in an attempt to understand her claims, investigators begin to dig into their familial relationship.
So can you talk about what your relationship is with and how long you've been in her life?
And since she was 4, I think she's a great kid. She's, I don't know how to explain it. Always just outgoing, but kind of keeps to herself. Good kid.
Mm-hmm. And so was that a hard role to step into with her being that young, or?
Yes and no. I always kept in the back of my head that there's going to be a time when she gets to know her real dad. And so that's a line that needs to be respected. Mm-hmm. And that's not me to try to take that place. Just stay available, you know. That's about the best I could do.
Okay. How close would you guys be as far as being her? You guys?
I always thought we were like close, not like super close, just like I'd say she felt comfortable to always like throw fits in front of me. Ask for like things for her birthday or Christmas, or complain, or tell me about her favorite color or food or something.
Mm-hmm. What kind of activities would you guys do together?
Oh, I would say much aside from watching TV. Yeah, that's about it. In the living room, yeah.
Okay. And then do you guys have 2 other kids between you?
Yes, we have 2, and then our son that passed away.
Okay.
So we have she's 5, and then she's 2.
Okay. And do you feel like you have a similar relationship with all 3 kids, or do you feel like you're closer with your 2 biological kids?
It's a different kind of relationship, I'd say, with my stepkids.
Riley's videos reveal a pattern in which he often describes a willingness to do anything to protect his children from local crime. However, the harrowing words of his stepdaughter may suggest that the dangers were much closer to home than anyone realized.
Oh, God, I'm just a rotten sack of shit. The 2 daughters, you never know love until you have a kid. You know what? That's the one thing that keeps you going. You never know pain until you hold your own dead kid. That really messes you up, too.
Yet it was the bone-chilling note written by the 11-year-old girl that truly left her therapist in shock and her mother, Maya, enraged.
So she wrote it down, and what she wrote was, "He touches me and makes me uncomfortable."
In April 2024, just 4 months prior to his arrest, Riley began a crowdfunding campaign to launch a non-profit aimed at catching online predators and deterring them from engaging in harmful acts against children.
Hey, what up, everybody? A little bit of story time. So I live in an incredibly liberal state, Washington, yeah. And every time I wear this hat out in public, people always give me those looks of, ooh, it's a MAGA hat. Ooh, it's so bad. He hates everyone. But then they read it, and usually they have a pretty good laugh, in support of it. Then again, you still do get those people that are offended by it, but, imagine that in a blue state. Ooh, they have rights too. No, they don't. The victim does, but they shouldn't have any. So, pretty cool hat, make pedophiles afraid again. I love it. So, yeah, people always mistake it for a MAGA hat, and it's just great.
His videos seem to express that he would go to any lengths to ensure their safety, becoming a vocal advocate for devoted fathers.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Want to make a quick message for you on this Father's Day, right? So here's the deal. A lot of women out there are doing the whole, I'm more of a man than my man, so them dudes, they don't need no appreciation with this us, Stop it. Just stop it. Here's why, okay? You think that it's an empowering moment, but the problem is, you're trying to take something away from a lot of really, really good dudes out there that are actually really good to their kids, right? And there are actually a lot of really hardworking, awesome single moms out there, right? That they pull both roles, and they do deserve that recognition. So if you're not feeling validated, don't take it out on everyone else. Thank you. This message was brought to you by an American that gives a... Have a wonderful day.
Given Riley's outspoken stance against preying on children, the question remains, do these horrifying allegations hold any truth? Fully aware of the chilling details, having spoken to the girl himself, the detective continues his efforts to extract answers from Riley.
I sat in an interview with just a little while ago and watched her basically relive it again when she was having to describe what was happening. I don't know how an 11-year-old girl was strong as is. But she was very descriptive of what was happening. And like I said, we're not here to cast judgment. We're not here to label people. And I understand there's things that happen in our lives that cause us to make mistakes. But it's an 11-year-old girl talking about things that were done to her that shouldn't have been done. She was talking about being told to keep it a secret and not tell anybody. And she was talking today about how she couldn't keep it inside no more and she had to tell somebody. So Riley, is there truth to what you're saying?
Many of Riley's videos even expose the potential dangers lurking on their residential street, captured on their home surveillance system. However, it's a different set of security cameras that may hold the key to unearthing the truth of the unsettling allegations against Riley.
Riley, can you tell me more about the cameras? I was trying to understand what the camera situation was. I kept hearing about cameras. So what are they for?
Them in every room, like the kids' rooms. And then she's got them throughout the house, and we put them on the outside of the house for security reasons. And the main reason for it is just one of the stepkids is autistic, and he'll have like meltdowns or whatever maybe, and then that way she can keep an eye on him.
Mm-hmm. So. And when they're in the house, like, are they inside the bedrooms or like in the hallways, or how are they set up in there?
So in each kid's room, they have a camera like inside the room, and then in the hallway or like the big entryway.
Okay.
There's one
Okay.
on this
All
wall
right.
here.
All right. Pause. All right. I understand you want to, if this is true, protect and watch your kids, but my question is towards the mother. I don't say I'm victim blaming or putting any blame on her. She did the right thing once she found out what was going on. But let's say you have a blended family. Anybody's reasonable. You have a blended family. And your spouse wants to put cameras in the intimate places such as their rooms. What happens in the room? Your kids get dressed and all that stuff. I'm just saying, I would not allow that. There could be no good reason to have cameras in the rooms. Or, for example, in the bathroom. That's definitely no. In the living room? Sure. In the hallways? Sure. But in the rooms? No. If I had cameras in my place, it would only be at the outside and the front foyer where you enter the house. And maybe one point towards the back door or something. Definitely not in the bathrooms or anyone's rooms. That's a no. Well, you can have a camera in your own room. If it's your own room, you only occupy, sure. But yeah. I'm giving a little blame to the mom for allowing there to be cameras in the rooms.
Okay. Do you have access to view those cameras, or is that just...
That's crazy.
According to Maya, however, an alarming discrepancy was uncovered when she reviewed the footage.
My daughter told me that he was unplugging all of our cameras that led to her room. I went and I checked the cameras on my phone. In the time frames that she told me he's been unplugging the cameras, there are no footage. And I've noticed that they've been unplugged or whatever. I thought it was her. The plug to that camera is at the very top, like almost touching the ceiling. So it's not something that she can reach unless she pushes her chair up there, which would be caught on camera if she did that. It looked like this is 7:30 is when the earliest report.
If you have a blended family and that's not his biological daughter, even if it is his biological daughter or not, there's no way I'm allowing my partner to put cameras in my kid's bedroom, especially if they're of a certain age. Only time to be a camera in my kid's room, if I had children, would be if they're babies, like a nanny cam or something, where the baby can't do nothing. But it's for, nanny cam. That could be the only camera in any child's room. But grown preteens or toddlers, no. That's weird. Outside their bedroom door, sure. But not in the room. That's weird. That's very weird.
Reporting is this morning.
That's unusual.
Mm-hmm. And then I went back and checked all the cameras that are upstairs that face her door, and every single one of them is most days it's after 7:30 a.m. is when they all start recording.
Then every other camera's on around the house?
Yes.
They're not off? Only the ones leading to her room and in her room were off?
Correct.
With only the child's claims, the detectives must work to get a confession from Riley himself. The officer urges him to admit to the horrifying act, telling him their only goal is to get to the bottom of the truth. However, Riley hesitates as he grapples with what to do next.
That's crazy.
Yes, be a goddamn man, Riley. Be a man for once in your miserable existence. No turning back. We're already at this point. We are here. I don't want to say it like that.
Despicable.
There are things that I did do.
As the interrogation continues, the investigator urges Riley to confess. However, getting a straight answer from him will be no easy task.
When you woke up today, this was the last place you'd expect to be. But it's what we do moving forward from here is what's going to affect a lot of lives. And there, like I said, there's ways to get through this. There's programs that can be offered through the court. There's things that can be offered that help you deal with the demons and all the things that you've been dealing with, the stress. There's ways to get through what happened and to help everybody move on from it. But it starts right here by being truthful, and it starts right now. It's saying that you f***ed up, because I believe what you said.
That's crazy.
It's really hard to accept things for what they are. There's certain things in life you don't recover from. I want to tell you guys, I do. I'm trying.
I got all night, Riley.
And you guys got families. That's important. God, this just sucks. So close. So close to accomplishing good things. Doing something great. So close to getting the drugs out of Aberdeen. So close to getting all the craziness out of the streets. So many people believe in me. And now it's over. It's gone.
As Riley keeps deflecting the subject, providing little to no hints, it appears as though the detective won't rest until the truth is exposed.
She said the last time it happened was this morning. And she talked about how her camera gets unplugged before you come in the room, and she just pretends to sleep. But she said that it wouldn't matter if she was sleeping or awake. It would happen anyway. And so right now we're collecting, she's up at the hospital, and we're collecting DNA samples. And this is an opportunity where I'm offering you a chance to explain what happened, and if a mistake was made, and it's time to be truthful and take ownership of the mistake and not let it catch up to you down the road being proven by DNA, because we get touch DNA off of things all the time. There's the sweat glands in your fingers contain DNA.
I did go up to her room this morning. I didn't touch her. I did not touch her. I went up there. I don't remember, see if she wanted some nuggets or something. So yeah, I made some nuggets for the younger ones.
If you didn't touch her this morning, what would cause you to say that happened?
I don't know.
And what would cause her to say that this wasn't the only time that it happened? It's happened lots of times.
I don't know.
The disturbing admission finally unveils the truth, though nothing prepares the detectives for the sick and twisted reasoning he'll later give.
About how many times did this happen?
Five times maybe. just real fast. I don't know, just a weird impulse tick.
Over how long a period of time?
I'd say a year.
Get energized for the
Okay,
holidays
throw
during
this guy
the
away.
12 days of fitness at Planet Fitness.
Throw this guy away.
During those 5 times, would you unplug the camera when you went into her bedroom?
No. No, it would, she would already have it unplugged. Like she would do it. She would unplug it. I don't know why.
According to the child, however, the cameras were mostly unplugged by Riley himself.
How did it start?
Sorry, I'm just that I have ADHD pretty severe. So
Oh
I
my
get
god,
that
shut up.
in my mind, thinking of the house, bills, and just now me. Now I'm here. Now that's all separated, and I have to accept that. I mean, I was going to start my new job tomorrow. And then go up with a piece of shit car. Can never get the SUV fixed. Needs a new engine. Now I got to worry about her. How's she going to make it? How's she going to do things?
And we'll also be concerned about sleeping at night and wake up in the morning to Riley coming in her bedroom. Doesn't have to worry about that.
Before confronting Riley with the crucial question of why he would harm his own stepdaughter, he poses a different question. His answer, however, further exposes how little Riley appears to understand the gravity of the situation.
You ever talk to her about it?
No. Yeah. Actually, I apologized to her once, twice.
When it happened, or just randomly?
When it happened.
Tell me about one of the times that you apologized. What happened?
I don't know how to explain it. I just told her. What was my exact words to her? That said something along the lines of, "Kid, I'm so sorry. You know, I don't even know what the hell that was about." And I apologized. And that was about it. She didn't really, think anything of it. But God, what the?
Was she awake that time when you apologized? Because obviously,
Yeah.
That how the conversation come up.
I just, it was silent and, good vibe in the air. Wasn't nothing weird or anything.
What is he? Is he confessing or he thinks they're talking about something else? I think he thinks they're talking about something else.
Said, hey, I did that. I'm really sorry. Said, I don't know. I don't understand what was that about. And then I asked her, are you okay? And she said, yeah, I'm fine.
In an exclusive interview obtained only by Iwu, Maya will soon speak out, offering her advice for parents of young children. In the meantime, before facing the inevitable consequences, investigators appear determined to find an answer to a crucial...
She didn't have the insight to see that what her husband was doing, especially if you have children from outside of a marriage, that would not be allowed at all. Not even he's the biological father. That's still messed up. No, cameras in the room of his stepdaughter. You didn't see that as a problem or could be an issue.
Question.
The why is the number one question why everybody wants to know. Everybody wants to know why. We can't prove why by cell phone records or DNA evidence or video footage. That just proves the who and the what and the how. The why comes from these conversations.
And obviously it's huge mistake, huge. The stress in our home has been unreal. I don't want to just give you a bunch of excuses. I should be my own person. I don't want to always get so mad at me and scream at me to not use certain things as excuses, but that's what's going on. There's so much just on my shoulders at all times, just chewing in my ear.
He's trying to make him seem like
constantly.
he's trying to make himself seem like he's a saint or something,
It sucks.
doing
It really,
unbearable
really, really
work for the
sucks.
greater good.
Like I said, it's not even a sexual thing. I don't feel attracted. It's just this weird impulse. I don't know. I don't know. It's so weird. God.
This is a perfect example of someone that is something that they know the world hate, trying to hide in public.
This is just a weird conversation.
So they act a certain way. They act more aggressive, more extreme towards the things that they know people will hate, because they know they are it. So they're probably thinking like, if I act like I really hate pedophiles, no one will assume that I'm a pedophile. It's like trying to hide in public. It's almost like when there's that one person who's always, ragging on or insulting LGBTQ people. Like, one like, yo, what's your problem? Why are you always talking about them? They ain't bugging you. Then turns out they're secretly in the closet. It's always that situation.
Developing, in certain areas, and
or that bully who's like bugging that one kid. He's like, why are you bugging that kid? They're secretly like, I don't know, obsessed with that kid or in love. I don't know, it's weird. Weird stuff.
What's wrong with me?
With Riley's confession, along with an unsettling answer to the question of why he would have committed such a depraved act, his arrest is imminent. However, the investigator has one final heartbreaking question.
If in here, would you have anything to tell her?
Oh, I'm beyond sorry of all the damage this has caused her, her mom, her sisters, her brothers, the community, literally everything and everyone that is let down by this. I'm sorry to recover it. I deserve whatever's coming my direction. I deserve it. And
I'll give him that.
I hope
At least he
that
can admit
she
to
can
his
heal
fault, accept his punishment. I
and
hope.
heal, and they all find what it is that.
But that
they
doesn't
need
mean nothing, though,
in
really.
their life to live the absolute best life.
Without you there.
Self-employed in Canada?
Without you there.
However, will do little to prevent the consequences that await him as he's led away in handcuffs and taken to Grays Harbor County Jail. In the meantime, Riley's wife Maya shares red flags she noticed after his arrest and offers advice for parents, hoping to prevent the same terrifying fate from happening to others.
He did not get along with my boys because my boys are on the spectrum and they clashed a lot. They're teenage boys. And so I didn't think anything of that until everything came out. It wasn't a red flag in the moment as it was happening. But then like after this all came out, that's what was actually happening. It's like, oh, crap. Background checks mean nothing. For women that are dating right now, background checks mean nothing because he had nothing. He was squeaky clean. And I had 4 children when I first met him. I didn't really see any red flags at first. Nothing really happened to a severity that I should have been paying attention to it until we bought our house together. And then I was 100% reliant on him. I had quit my job. I helped him get sober so that he can go back and get to work and everything. And no woman should ever put herself out for a man. Just even though you think you love him and you think it won't be him, it probably will be.
After Riley's arrest, Maya explains that the public response to their situation has led her to becoming a target of unexpected scrutiny, with many people questioning why she has cameras in her children's rooms in the first place.
I do have disabled
That's the
children
first
that require.
I'm not victim blaming. That's the first thing that came to my mind. Why would you allow cameras in a children's bedroom? The only camera I can see being in a children's bedroom is a nanny cam if you have a young baby. So you can see what's going on with the baby, what can't do nothing or move. So you hear the baby crying on the monitor. Even then they have sound monitors. That's the only time I can see a camera being in a kid's room. If they're like a baby. You have a baby monitor. I'm sorry, this is forbidding me. I'm not blaming her, but she needs to do better.
Require severe supervision, and they've been in-home care and like all these sorts of different cares, and I was advised by professionals to have these cameras.
39-year-old Riley Tyrell Carter was officially charged with...
What professionals advise her to have cameras? Okay, they did say that she had 2 kids that are on the spectrum. Was it severe autism? Okay, maybe. Okay, I'll give her that. Maybe in that sense, if they're like really severe, they might need cameras because kids might on spectrum might hurt themselves, so you probably need that. But still, why is it in your daughter's room? I don't know. Anyways.
With multiple counts of first-degree rape of a child and first-degree child molestation. While in jail, Riley is swabbed for DNA, which will later be compared to the assault kit performed on the 11-year-old girl. His bail was set at $150,000. On August 2nd, 2024, a press release from the city of Aberdeen announced his resignation from his city council position. Though the case is still ongoing, Maya was able to inform Iwu that a trial is currently set to begin on March 11th, 2025.
So you want to play guitar?
It's still unsettling. I don't know. I understand it's hard up there for single parents to find new people, but man, always put your kids first. But I give her credit for tapping that situation and believing her daughter right away as soon as she said it. So I give her that. But the camera thing still bugs me a little bit. Let me click this one. Sorry, this is a little dark.
Oh, calm down.
What happened? What happened? Albert, I can't look. What happened? What the
On a summer afternoon, officers from the Ellenville Village Police Department are informed about a missing person. What ensues is a case with a chain of events fueled by delusional accusations, killings, and connections to iconic pop stars that will forever leave its mark. Most of the following body cam footage has never been seen before.
So you lied to me?
Yeah, it's you.
Why did you lie to me?
Because I'm evil.
It's the afternoon of July 23, 2016, and 52-year-old Mary Gilbert has not been seen or heard from in approximately 3.5 hours. As her daughter Cherie informs authorities, a foreboding sense of dismay begins to descend upon the scene.
Hello. Did you call?
Yes, I'm the sister of my sister Sarah.
Okay.
My mother's card. We haven't heard from her all day.
From your mom?
Yes, my sister has a mental illness.
Okay.
We don't know what's going on.
Cherie is referring to her 27-year-old sister, Sarah Gilbert. In a statement to police, Cherie claims early that morning, Sarah called her sister and said that she was hearing voices, and she sounded out of it, like robotic, no emotional response.
So mom's car is here.
Mom's car is here. I don't know where. They're not answering the door. She's not answering the phone. I don't know what's going on.
Do you hear anything inside, yelling or nothing? No sound whatsoever?
No. My sister has a mental illness, though. Like, she hears voices.
Yeah.
And she called me this morning. Are you familiar with her?
I know, sir.
Okay.
3 weeks prior, on July 1st, Officer Bell responded to a call at Rite Aid Pharmacy, where Sarah was trying to fill prescriptions for her 6-year-old son, Hayden. The pharmacy informed Sarah that the medications were sent to another pharmacy, but she refused to leave the store without getting them. After failing to escort her from the store, dispatch officers took Sarah into custody and transported her to Kingston Hospital for a medical evaluation.
So she called me this morning and she's like, oh, I heard voices. I heard that you, my other sister that died, are God. I said, I'm not God. Like, calm down.
Yeah.
My mom this morning said she's going to go check on her. We haven't heard from her since 9 this morning. And her car is here. She's not answering our phone. She's not answering our texts. They're not answering the door. I pound on every single window.
And it's this door right here?
It's this door and it's that door over there.
What's your mother's name?
Mary. Mary Gilbert.
743, attempting to make contact. Phone appears to be off at this time.
Copy that.
As tensions escalate with every failed attempt to contact Mary, her husband Elroy soon arrives at the crime scene. It's what he discovers that will turn the case over its head.
How you doing?
All right. You got an answer yet?
Do you have keys for the apartment?
No.
Who are you then? Exactly.
No, it's my wife.
It's your wife?
Yes.
Your wife and your daughter?
Yeah.
Okay.
That window is open. Is it open?
What
we can right now.
You think I could fit through there?
Wow.
No, it's not.
No, that's lost. It's got stoppers on it.
Can you see through there? Oh. You're taller than me. No, the stoppers are in there. I don't see anything.
There's a bathroom here. I don't see my body in the bathroom.
This is not the first time authorities have visited this home. 5 months earlier, on February 19, 2016, officers were called to the house when Sarah's mother, Mary, reported something deeply disturbing.
Police.
You're looking for Sarah Gilbert.
Sarah.
You open the door?
Hello?
Sarah?
Yes.
Come on out. You all right?
I'm right here. It's cold.
Let me talk to you.
You guys move in.
How come you're all wet?
So I just got off the bath.
Officers will soon uncover a chilling reason behind this bath. For now, they continue with their questions.
Who else is in the house with you?
Nobody.
You sure?
Yeah.
Let's take a quick look around. The officers will talk to you. Okay?
Did you get in an argument with your family or?
Yeah.
Over what?
My sister's death.
When did your sister die?
My sister died 2010.
Sarah is referring to her other sister, Shannon Gilbert, who went missing on May 1st, 2010. Her remains were discovered 19 months later, on December 13th, 2011, in a marsh near Oak Beach. The search for Shannon had led authorities to discover the remains of 10 other missing women, which invited intense media coverage and put the Gilberts under the
I
spotlight.
remember this one.
Okay. So
that was the guy, I think it was New Island or Long Island in New York. And he was killing the people for a long span of time. I remember that one.
that's what the argument was about?
Yeah.
You just
I
thinking about it?
Yeah, I believe my mom had something to do with that.
Okay.
She was the 2010 escort services.
Yes,
Did you get in a physical altercation with them, or are you just yelling?
Just yelling.
You didn't push each other, or?
No.
Okay. Did you harm any animals?
No.
The officer's seemingly odd question is the reason they're called to the residence, and he continues to press Sarah for more information.
Do you have any animals in the apartment?
No.
You've never owned one?
Yeah.
When did you own an animal?
A dog.
When?
Just recently. I don't have it anymore.
Where is it?
I don't know. I ran away.
The dog ran away?
Yeah.
When?
The other day.
When's the other day? What was the date?
Probably yesterday, I think it was. Or today.
Huh? Yesterday or today?
Yeah.
It's pretty recent, so.
Yeah.
This is a full-body dry red wine.
Notice its brightness and clarity?
Now we smell the wine.
Now swirl.
That is crazy.
For this missing dog, because Sarah's mother has told authorities about an appalling incident involving a puppy. Lieutenant Mike doesn't see any signs of the puppy, and immediately Sarah asks to speak with him about her concerns.
I would say out of it because, like, we went down the other day to the newspaper articles. Mike.
Yeah.
Can you come here? Can I tell you my story?
Yep.
We went down to the newspaper articles.
I read them, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're upset about that?
Yeah.
That's understandable. Think you need to talk to somebody about it?
Yeah.
Think it's a good idea. All right, why don't you get some shoes and socks on?
I'm gonna talk to my mom about it. She's gonna come back.
Well, no, she's at the station, so she's waiting there for you.
No, I want her to come here.
Well, she's waiting there for you.
I'm not going over there.
Why?
Because I'm not going over there. I'm not even dressed.
With their patience wearing thin, officers confront Sarah with the reason behind their visit.
Where's the dog?
The dog?
Yeah, what happened to the dog?
The dog ran away.
That's not what I heard. So you're gonna come with us to the station. We're gonna talk to your mom at the police station. Where's your shoes?
Just as they're about to leave the house, officers make a deplorable discovery.
What is that?
The dog.
The dog's in the bed?
He ran away.
No, that.
That dog looks like it's dead. So you lied to me?
Yeah, it's you.
Why did you lie to me?
Because I'm evil.
You're evil. Why are you evil? Did you say a bad moment?
You're not evil.
You said evil moment? I don't believe that you're evil. I think that maybe you're angry and you're scared right now because the police are here, but what happened?
You know what happened. You know what you guys did.
What happened to the dog?
You know what you guys did.
You know what we did?
Yeah, what you guys did.
What did we do?
You were evil. And it wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault.
I'm asking what happened with
I'm
the dog.
sorry. It wasn't your fault.
What happened to the dog?
Sarah, what happened to the dog?
I killed it.
How?
I drowned it.
Why?
Because I had to.
So is that why you're wet?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Put the cigarette out. We're gonna go to the station.
As officers escort Sarah to the patrol car, dispatch calls in a request from the police station.
I have the grandmother, the father, and the juvenile here. Is it okay if the father takes the child with him right now?
Yes, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take it. You have a camera in your car?
Yeah.
Is that the trunk even?
Yeah, it's in my bag.
Sarah has a 6-year-old son, Hayden, with her boyfriend, Manny. Soon, Manny will share distressing details about Sarah's son and the puppy. For now, Lieutenant Mike puts Sarah in the patrol car while officers photograph the evidence.
Oh, puppy.
Some serious issues. Take pictures anyway. I don't know what they're gonna do with this. The guy's gonna treat it as a homicide or anything, but that's terrible.
After photographing the dead puppy inside the trash bag, officers go to the bathroom where Sarah drowned the dog earlier that morning and are about to make yet another sickening observation.
Is there anything in the tub that can...
Yep, it looks like it's regurgitation from the dog.
That's disgusting.
As Lieutenant Mike drives Sarah to the police station, she makes more disconcerting comments that offer some insight into the gruesome attack on the dog.
So why'd you kill it?
I had to. I had no choice.
Did the dog do something bad?
Yeah.
What'd it do?
It broke my heart.
Okay.
While Sarah provides no solid explanation, her boyfriend, Manny, shares more details in an interview almost a year after the incident. The opinions expressed here solely belong to Manny, and we have not been able to verify them.
Was that your dog?
I bought the dog for my son. But when my son told me this, when he came home, the dog pissed in the kennel. The little kennel, but so he's like, Mommy, can I give the dog a bath? She went over there, filled the bathtub up, took the dog in, just drowned the dog. And my son said when she was walking away, like the dog was still a little bit like, you know what I'm saying, breather. She ended up walking back in and just ended up killing him.
So she sees the dog is still breathing and goes back to finish him off.
This is what my son told me.
During her arraignment a week later on February 28, 2016, Sarah stated, "He wasn't in the bathroom with me when I did it." While we may never have a definitive answer on what actually happened in the bathroom, it's clear that the animal suffered a torturous end. At the station, Sarah is greeted by her mother, Mary, who reported this case.
Come on.
Hi, honey.
She feels that you don't love her. I don't know why that is.
I know, it wasn't your fault.
I love you. Can I have a hug? I love you, Sarah. I'll always love you. I'll always love you. And I'm going to be here for you. Even, honey, it's okay. I love you. Sometimes Mom's got to do mean things to show her love and nice things to show love. Right now, this is not a good time. It's okay.
I understand. You need a nice thing. I understand.
I love you with all my heart. And I'm always going to be there for you. Always, forever. You know that?
I am, Mom.
Okay, you know that?
I am, Mom.
You know what?
You're going to be here forever.
Before leaving, Mary makes a comment to her daughter that will have chilling ramifications 5 months later.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Remember, nothing you can ever do will ever take my love away from you. Okay? All right.
All right.
Most people have no clue that in 2024, the best way to make money with Amazon is not
That
with
wasn't
physical
the
products.
reason why. So it's more
For
to the
intentionally
story.
drowning her son's dog, Sarah was charged with aggravated cruelty, unlawful possession of a substance, endangering the welfare of a child, and for violating the mental health law. A month later, on March 9, 2016, Sarah was ordered to the Mid-Hudson Forensic Psychiatric Center for a 35-day evaluation. A month after, she was deemed fit to stand trial and remitted to the Ulster County Jail, where she attempted to get her mother to post the $10,000 bond in late April.
So that's like a month and a half.
Right.
Yeah, that I could be out free as a bird, smoking cigarettes, drinking coffee, doing what I want to do.
Their conversation quickly turns sour when Mary realizes that Sarah gave her the wrong information about the bond payment.
Other bail bondsmen, not all of them need property, Mom. The one in Kingston, yes. There's one in Poughkeepsie. There's other ones, Mom. Oh, really? When do you suppose I'm supposed to find time to do that? That I got to go pick up the girls for half a day. I got to go to Health Store and give due new paper. I got to go and do this. So I got to do that. Mom, you know what? I didn't put you in there.
Eventually, Mary decides to get her daughter out of jail by posting her bond 2 months after the incident on April 22, 2016. Now, 3 months later, officers are at the Gilbert residence again, this time looking for Mary.
Oh, so this is where the case really starts.
Oh, so
I'm sorry, I was
Hello?
distracted.
Police!
As Officer Gonzalez is doing everything she can to get a glimpse of someone inside, a horrific discovery is made on the other side of the house.
See anything?
No.
Wow, my God.
What happened?
Oh my God. Oh, calm down.
What happened? What happened? Albert, I can't look. What happened?
Your mother's in there bloody. Okay, back up.
Oh my God!
Back up.
In a later statement, Elroy describes what he saw through the open window. I saw Mary lying there covered in blood. I think she was face down on her belly. Her head was near the window. It was hard to tell because it was dark.
Oh my God.
All right, just stay back, please. Stay back.
Oh my gosh.
I need you to back. Hey, I need you to get his name.
Oh my
After
gosh.
discovering Mary's body lying on the floor of the living room, officers scramble to secure the scene and get information from the family. However, that proves to be a challenge given this awful revelation.
Is there somebody that can get the kids?
Nobody can take them. It's just me and Albert. We don't have any family.
Okay, that's... Oh.
Oh no, God. Oh.
Oh, sir. Sir, I understand, okay? Listen to me, okay? I'm gonna need your information. Ma'am.
I'm sorry.
I'm
so sorry.
Listen, I understand, but you have your kids with you, so you're gonna need to stay calm for them, okay? Okay, listen. It's okay. It's okay, buddy. Okay?
Sit down.
Here.
Sit down.
Come on. Just stay right here. Stay right here, okay?
As Officer Gonzalez tries to calm everyone down, Officer Bell calls his supervisor to relay the harrowing incident.
Hey, Alta. I'm gonna need you to come on in.
We got a call for a check to welfare over at Sarah Gilbert's place. Her mother's car is here, couldn't make contact. Sarah's father pried open the door and we have a body inside with blood around it. Yeah, we haven't got inside. Do I have permission to kick the door in? No, he opened the window to the bedroom and he peeked in and saw. I looked inside and there's a body on the ground. All right, thank you. All right. You want me to call EMS? 682? I need you to dispatch EMS to my location.
Officer Bell returns to the door he was pounding against moments ago, but this time he's not going to knock. Still, nothing can prepare officers for what they will find inside.
Sarah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go right.
Turn
She's
around.
in there.
What happened?
I come home.
What?
Sarah, stop. Come here.
No, I just need.
Come here now.
I just need water for my throat.
I don't. Just put the cigarette out. Turn around.
All right.
She's in there the whole time?
Can you take my family away, please? I don't want them to see me like that.
Turn around.
Can I put shoes on first?
No, turn around.
Turn around.
Put the cigarette out. Turn around.
Let the cigarette out.
You're under arrest.
Oh my God, she was in there the whole time?
You understand?
Yeah.
While Sarah may have admitted to killing her mother, this is only the beginning of a long series of disconcerting reactions before investigators can uncover the shocking motive behind this spine-chilling act.
Hold on. What do you have on you?
Nothing. Can you take my family away before you pull me out, please? I want my.
Have them back up.
Okay.
Officer Gonzalez rushes outside to guide the family back to a safe distance, but none of them have yet seen what Elroy saw in the front window.
Okay, we're bringing her out. I'm gonna have to ask you to step back. I haven't been able to look into the room.
Let's go around the corner right now. We're taking a walk.
But who are you bringing out? My wife?
No.
Or Sarah?
Yes.
Oh, she's in there?
Yes.
Wow.
I finally got a generator on the mountain so I can one-up my neighbor Paul this holiday. And Michael's has decor and trees even I've never seen.
Meanwhile, back inside the house, Officer Bell reads Sarah her Miranda rights, and she makes another baffling statement.
Is that our lawyer?
She's not well.
Dead, though.
She's not?
She's not dead. She's still alive.
All right. Stay right here. Stop. You have nothing on you, right?
No.
What happened?
I was hearing voices.
You were hearing voices, and what happened?
She's not well. She's not well.
Attacked my mom.
All right. Hey. Okay. I need you to sit on her right here. I gotta check her mother. Okay?
Okay.
Should that be the first thing they check? I don't want to judge, but that'd be the first thing you check? Please tell me she's still alive.
Ma'am. She's cold. 682. We're gonna have one in custody and Miranda Red at this time.
She's alive still, right?
682. What's the status on the EMS?
Despite Sarah's claim that her mother is still alive, Officer Bell has his doubts after finding Mary's body cold to the touch. In moments, Lieutenant Mike arrives to survey the situation, but as they stand in the kitchen, Officer Bell is about to confirm everyone's sinking suspicions.
Hang on with you.
Yeah, this ain't good.
You okay?
Dead.
She's dead.
She's dead?
Yeah.
Who is it?
It's her mother.
Oh my God.
She's got stab wounds all throughout her abdomen.
All right, make sure I make some phone calls.
I felt her, and she's cold. I mean, there's no way.
While officers might be overwhelmed by the sheer brutality of the situation, it's nothing compared to what the medical examiners will reveal in the autopsy later.
What's going on, Sarah?
I was hearing voices.
What were they saying?
To kill my mom. She was the devil. She was a bad guy.
Did you hurt your mom?
No. I mean, I hurt her, yeah, but... You hear that? You don't hear the voices say so?
What else are they saying?
I don't know.
As Officer Gonzalez struggles to make sense of Sarah's perplexing statements, she presses her for more information.
You don't hear it?
I hear the beeping of the fire.
It's a so.
What's it so?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not hearing closely, but I don't hear what you hear. Does it just continue?
No, it comes and goes. That's not snowfall, it's a voice making sound.
It's been doing that all day?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you say anything back?
No.
No?
I ignore it. It follows me though. Not when I'm outside.
Even when you're not when you're outside?
No. That's why I want to go outside. I want to stop hearing that voice.
A short while later, as officers escort Sarah outside, her family is waiting to confront her.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, bye. Okay, thank you. Just document the time that she's leaving.
No.
Go ahead.
Get in.
Document
You good?
the time. This is Gilbert and Officer Gonzalez will be en route back to the PD via 43. For EC 1424.
I will say how the officers are handling this.
Officer
I'm very
Gonzalez
impressed.
makes the 2-minute drive to the police
Officer
station without
Trinkets, but they're
incident,
really
but as they
calm.
walk into the building, Sarah has a request.
Please stop at the water fountain before I go downstairs.
I'm gonna get you some water on our way down, okay? Or at least get somebody to bring you some water.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody's...
I did a shot of Haldol, and it makes my mouth so dry. My mouth is so dry right now. It's not even funny. Can't even talk right.
Yeah. Go right in.
Still unfazed by what she's done to her mother and her family, Sarah continues to obsess over mundane details.
Are you gonna take my picture and stuff?
I don't know.
I want to fix my hair.
Alright, you'll have time. We're not gonna think about that right now.
Did you take pictures of that?
No.
I do that. Alright. Can I fix my hair?
Hold on. She's my supervisor, so she'll let me know what we can do, okay?
I just have to take some pictures of you. Can I fix my hair, please? You can in a second, but right now I'm not before the picture is. For the picture. Well, I just need to take. Your hair is okay. I mean, what's in your hair? I put a water in it, but I want to pull it back a little bit more. No, we can't take the cuffs off you right now until kiss your hands.
Officer Gonzalez identifies more scratch and struggle marks on Sarah's body, but investigators will not know the complete series of events until detectives have a chance to speak with Sarah later. As Sarah proceeds to use the restroom, Officer Gonzalez is about to make a blunder.
I'm sorry. And she uses restrooms, she can? Just no washing her hands or anything like that?
Okay.
If need be. You need to use restroom or anything? Yeah, we're gonna get
No.
A little bit later. Can I get some water out of the sink? Let me just make sure.
Oh no. She gotta use the bathroom and she washed her hands.
Having realized that they may have lost critical DNA evidence, Officer Gonzalez quickly informs the sergeant.
Sergeant?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I had her use the bathroom
Oh, not good.
Oh.
Okay.
It was very quick.
Yeah, still.
I spoke to Crystal. Just make sure she doesn't wash her hands.
Oh.
Yeah.
She didn't wash it with soap. It was just like a.
Alright, so we should
I can open the soap, yeah.
What's that?
I can open the soap.
When Officer Gonzalez lets Sarah use the restroom again, she keeps a closer eye on her. This time, her attention to detail pays off when she notices something revolting.
Her underwear is covered with blood.
Is it? I like dressing.
My underwears are all dirty because I did, when I was stabbing my mom, I took my pants off. So my underwears are like bloody too. I don't know if I'm gonna use that as evidence or something. I mean, I don't really think you need that, do you?
Oh my gosh.
Well, we'll let my supervisor know, okay?
Yeah.
Alright, which printer is that?
This is the 2020.
Well, you might already take it for the
I saw her.
Alright,
She pulled him up.
guys, great, thank you. Take a look.
Completely.
Super period. No. She was asking. No. Where? She tore that. She was on top of her, stabbing her.
So, I don't know if it was.
Right.
Did I have clothes on?
While officers inside the police station continue to wait for the detectives, Sarah grows impatient.
And how that.
Paranoid.
Why? You were safe with me.
No, I don't feel safe here. Something bad's gonna happen to me.
What do you feel is gonna happen to you?
I don't know.
We won't let anything happen to you. We won't let anything happen to you, okay?
You could just shoot me.
Thank you.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Are you gonna put your hands on me?
No. You're fine, sitting right there.
You guys are gonna jump me. You guys are all gonna come in here and jump me right now. You're gonna beat me to death.
Finally, as the interrogation begins, Detective Jacobs reads Sarah her rights and cuts straight to the chase.
It's crazy.
Do you know why you're here?
I murdered my mother.
Excuse me?
I murdered my mother.
You murdered your mother. Okay. What exactly did you do to your mother?
I killed her.
How?
I stabbed her.
Okay.
While Sarah may have admitted to the killing several times by now, it's her twisted motive that's going to leave the detective reeling from shock.
Do you remember how many times you stabbed your mother?
No.
You don't remember?
A lot.
A lot. What possessed you to get into an altercation with your mother? Were you guys arguing?
No, we weren't arguing.
You were just talking?
I thought it was something that I had to do.
Okay. So what did you use?
A knife and a fire extinguisher.
In an autopsy report later, the medical examiner would state that Sarah stabbed her mother 227 times,
What?
bludgeoned her with a fire extinguisher, and sprayed the foam into her mouth. At one point during the assault, Sarah took a cigarette break before resuming her attack. While Sarah might even admit to this, the circumstances that led her to commit this vicious act are yet to be uncovered.
Where did you get the knife from?
My kitchen.
Okay. Do you remember what kind of knife it was?
It was like a little skinny, but it was really, really big at the same time.
But how long would you say it was?
It was probably like this long, pretty long.
Okay. So was it a steak knife? Or was it a knife you used to like a carving knife?
A carving knife, maybe.
It was a carving knife? So you got up off the couch and went to the kitchen and then went back into the front room?
No, I already had it all prepared.
So you knew what you were going to do before your mother got there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sarah's statement helps Detective Jacobs establish that this was a premeditated crime, but he still needs to find out why.
I mean, did you have second thoughts while you were laying in bed about what you did? Like you wish you could take it back?
Of course, that's my mother.
Okay.
That's like my son's grandpa, my son's grandma, you know? And I don't even know where my son is right now. I don't even know if they put him in foster care.
Hayden is temporarily staying with Sarah's half-sister. An officer is immediately sent out to check on the child.
We were just coming over to make sure he was okay and everything.
Oh,
What's your name?
Hayden.
Hayden? Hayden Gilbert?
No, Hayden.
Alright.
Hi.
Alright. And I'm so sorry for your loss, okay? Take care, little buddy. Stay strong, alright? Oh my God.
After a check that seems to have rattled the visiting officer, authorities get confirmation on Hayden's well-being. Back in the interrogation room, detectives start piecing the chain of events together, but Sarah's bizarre assertions make the task almost impossible.
So before your mother got to your house, you figured that you put the knife, you put the fire extinguisher in the front room, and you figured that by killing her it would stop all the noises and all the chaos that's going on in your life.
Yeah, I thought she was coughing it.
Okay. Okay.
But I don't think that anymore.
Okay. Did your mother say anything to you while you were...
Eminem is doing it.
Right. Yeah.
Because when I was younger, there was an MTV special. It had Jay-Z and Eminem, and they told me, like, they were like, oh, writing an acceptance speech, da-da-da-da. There's going to be one person in the world that writes it, and it's going to be a poem and song. Then that was me. And my sister Shannon went to the city to, whatchamacallit, like a producer.
Right.
And we would talk back and forth, like on the phone, and we would sing songs together that became celebrity songs.
Okay.
If you understood, like, I wrote songs for them, and like celebrities and stuff like that.
Okay.
I didn't want to, like, I don't know how I'm trapped like this. Like, my son, like, I drowned his puppy, like, all this stuff, like, all this bad stuff is because, like, I hear voices and I see things, and
Right.
I know it's real, it's reality. There's somebody here that's doing this on purpose.
Okay.
And I believe it might be Eminem. I don't know, because he wrote a song, that's why I wanted to see if he had a cell phone, where he says my name, Sarah Gilbert, in it.
The day you came to this planet, our lives changed forever.
Team Sonic on 3. Team Sonic.
Sarah will explain that the song she's talking about is That's All She Wrote, released in 2010 and performed by T.I. and Eminem. While Eminem mentions someone named Sarah in the lyrics, it's clearly not her that he's referring to. Despite this, Sarah desperately tries to get the detectives to understand her point of view.
That's why. I just wanted you to be truthful and tell us exactly what happened and make us understand why it happened.
The reason why it happened is because of music.
Because
it's all about the music.
Something in the music is telling you
It's
that.
all about the music, yes it is.
I'm not saying no, I'm saying, but you're saying it's something in the music that's telling you to do these things?
No, I'm saying that it's all about the music. Like, every time I listen to music, the voice stops. It's like a click. Like, it just pauses it. Because I want you to listen to that song, She's All She Wrote.
Right.
Or That's All She Wrote. And by Eminem.
Right.
And it says my name, Sarah Gilbert, all the
Okay.
A parting glimpse into Sarah's troubled mind comes from her personal diary, where she writes, "Now it's my turn to play. At the stroke of midnight, all black eyes will die, no matter what beads they hide inside. Look what I done just to have fun. Now there goes our dirty laundry. Husband and wife back again to reunite. May you enjoy your time in hell until we reunite in another life." On December 3rd, 2021, 5 years after the incident, officers will find another...
That was dark. What bars? Okay, I'm sorry.
harrowing connection between the dog's killing and Sarah's obsession with music. Sarah reportedly drowned the puppy in front of her son, based upon the belief that the puppy was the rapper Eminem and wanted to hurt her. There was also evidence that after Sarah drowned the puppy, she purchased a knife, drove her son to the woods, showed him the knife, and said, "Don't tell anybody what Mommy did." Despite Sarah's insistence on musical theories, it's clear to authorities that she can rationalize her brutal actions by blaming anyone in her periphery of psychosis. In August of 2017, Sarah was convicted of second-degree murder and sentenced to 25 years to life in the New York State Department of Correctional Services.
You can see the crazy in her eyes. She needs help. That's insane.
And she just, and I just started freaking out. If you're not harassing me, get...
Alrighty, everyone. I am done. I'm happy with this. Next stream, I will be painting this. But yeah, this stream was mostly just me watching true crime and slowly drawing. Lazy Sunday. But yeah, that is it for today. Hope you guys have a good one. I'm Giovanni Hall Art. You can follow me on Instagram, Tumblr, TikTok, X, Twitch, YouTube, and Patreon for more. Alright, hope you guys have a good one. Yeah, this stream was very dark, unfortunately. I think the next stream will be more lighthearted. I've been watching a lot of true crimes just to see the craziness out there. I hope you guys stay safe and have a good one. Bye.